Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah wa barakatuh. Alhamdulillah, this is my second podcast. I'm a newbie to this type of operation. Today I've got a guest speaker, the brother Hussain Thomas. He's well known for giving da'wah. Alhamdulillah. I met this brother in Speaker's Corner when the lockdown was non-existent, right? I remember those days. Alhamdulillah. Time goes very fast, Akhi. Alhamdulillah. Can you just give me some background regarding Street or Deen? Where does this come from? What's the origins of it, Akhi?
Okay, basically, my name is Jason. I'm also Jason Thomas. I'm also known as Hussein. Basically, the reason I'm a convert to Islam, I have been for many years. But basically, I had a kind of rough past. I grew up in a single parent family in a council estate. My father wasn't around. I ended up, getting caught up in gangs, went to jail. But actually, I got kicked out at the age of 16 due to my own behavior. Like, my mom was one of the best moms there is. But due to my own behavior, and not really having a father around and so forth, basically, I took more and more liberties as a youngster. So, my mom gave me chance after chance after chance after chance, but I just kept on taking, liberties because, as a young boy growing up, you need a father figure to discipline you, and even though you can do like how your mom disciplines you and how your father will discipline you, are two different ways, and my mom was the best mom in the world. It was none of her fault, but basically, when you have a man in the house, even just the physical stature of a man, the way he could discipline your mum, is different. And that's no excuse. That's no excuse because I knew what I was doing was wrong, and I was just taking more and more liberties, and I knew what I was doing was wrong and so forth. But I just kept on overstepping the line. So anyway, my mum had to. I say she had to. She had to chuck me up by the age 16. I was homeless for about like a year, like just because she had told me many times that she was gonna chuck me out. But I know my mom loves me unconditionally, so I just kept on doing it until one day I came home and there was two like black bags outside because I was coming out in late at night, waking my brothers and sisters up and so forth. And I'll come back in the middle of the night, wake my brother up because I lost my key somewhere. He would have to come down. That would break his sleep pattern. Then he could go he'd wake up late for school. But anyway, I got kicked out about 16. Was homeless for about like a year, and then I ended up getting my own place around 17, and that was like a blessing because I went to having my own place rather than stay at this person's house and that person's house, and and it was a blessing, but I made it a kind of not curse. I don't want to say, but I made it my own problem because before when I was in my mum's house, I would do whatever I wanted to do, but like I had this nagging voice, this basically nagging voice of don't do this and do this and tidy up, do this and do this. When I got my own place, I had nothing there. I just had me, my freedom. Yeah, I could listen to what I want. I could watch what I want. I could invite who I want around. I could smoke what I want. I could drink what I want. I had total freedom at the age of like 17. And also the place that I was staying in, it was like it had like you had your own place, but then there was other people there as well. So it was like
it's like a care home or like a
shelter. It was like
a
housing association, basically.
Okay.
So what happened? Like you had two guys and two girls, and we had two of these houses, our house and the house next door. And for a bunch of like 17-year-olds and so forth, it's just total freedom and just like anything goes basically. And but
so what's regarding safeguarding issues? Did you have like some adults to make sure that you looked after, not vulnerable? Because at that age you're still vulnerable, ain't you? Really, if you think about it. So did you have like education in what to do and what not to do, like safeguarding?
No, we had people. We had key workers, basically people that came and just came every now and again to see you and so forth. But you know, and they did their best. Like they were
Of
priceless
course.
people. The people that interviewed me, you know,
Mm.
and decided that they were gonna um, give me the place, because the way I got the place, the way I actually got the place from being homeless was that I got to the stage where basically I was like I was losing so much weight, yeah, when I was homeless, that basically my trousers like my clothes started falling off me. You know what I'm saying? And like to be being homeless is like such a fitna, man. It's like because you could be so hungry, yeah. You start losing weight, yeah. You start losing consciousness, yeah. That sometimes you think to yourself, you see a bin, you see like a bin, yeah, and you're so hungry and starving, and you're losing so much weight, and like you're just so weak that you will look at a bin and you think to yourself, if I close my eyes,
Mm.
if I close my eyes and put my hand in the bin, yeah,
Subhanallah.
and try and pick something out and not look at it and eat it, yeah,
Mm.
will it not taste that bad? You get what I'm saying,
Mm.
bro? Like,
Yeah,
so the way
absolutely.
I got that place is that I walked into, there was like some place for young girls to go for pregnancy tests and so forth, but I was so
Yeah.
starving and I was so like malnourished. I walked into the black place and I just said to the lady, look, I said, I need your help.
Mm.
I'm literally going to die if I don't get a place.
Subhanallah.
I need somewhere to stay. And she goes, well, with all due respect, I deal with teenage pregnancies and young single mothers and this, that, and the other, and so forth. I'm not really equipped to do so. I said, look, I need your help.
Mm.
I'm gonna die out there, literally. I got no, like, I've been trying to manage, but I'm just too weak and so forth. And I begged her, I just like begged her, I need your help here.
Mm.
This goes to a lot of youth, yeah, because a lot of youth and so forth, like when you're young, when people give you advice, especially older people, just go in one and out the other because it's like, I know everything. I know
That's
everything.
true.
Like
True.
you're old, you dropped out the sky at this age, you know, you don't know anything, you've never been young, you don't know what these times are like and stuff, you don't know what it's like now. Even if you're young once, you don't know what it's like. And the thing is, everyone thinks when they're young, I know everything. Every brother that's gone to jail, yeah, for robbery, murder. If you try to give him advice before you win it, I know what I'm doing, Akhi, man. I'm cool, man. But you know what I'm saying? I know what I'm doing. Every brother
Mm.
that's gone jail, every brother that's gone court, every sister that got pregnant outside of marriage, every brother that's addicted to weed now and is fighting and can't, thinks he doesn't have the willpower to give up. Everyone, yeah, who's caught up in some time of serious haram, yeah. If you try to advise them, especially when they're young, I know what I'm doing, but
Yeah.
we don't. We
That's true.
don't.
True. True.
Yeah, like me, I knew that my mum was one of the best mums in the world. To me, she was the best mum in the world, and she loved me unconditionally. I didn't work with her father, but she always made sure there was food there. She always made sure our clothes were clean. She created something out of nothing. Yeah, and she always went out without for me. But
Allah
and
Akbar.
I knew
Mm.
how much she loved me. That's why I
Mm.
kept on taking liberties and just taking more and more liberties because I
Mm.
just knew that her love for me outweighed anything, you know, and I
Sub-
kept on doing it. But it comes to a stage that when I'm messing up my other brothers and sisters' lives, yeah, there has to be a stop. You know what I'm saying? There has to be a stop. Or my brothers and sisters' education is going to be messed up. Yeah, they're going to have problems because they're not going to have no qualifications and this, that, and the other. I'm terrorizing my mom. Like, I'm slamming the door in her face when she's talking to me. I'm blasting my music. Like, and it just came to the stage where she was literally breaking, like at the end of every month, like she'd have tears in her eyes, and I knew it was wrong, but I just kept on doing it. So what happened is that yeah, I came home one day and there was two black bags outside, and I never thought that would happen because if you had
Mm.
told me, oh, you're gonna get chucked out, this, that, and the other, and so forth, and blah blah blah, yeah, I was like, I know what I'm doing. Like, you know, my mom loves me. She's not gonna chuck me out. She loves me unconditionally. But I found out in the end. I found out, and when I was homeless, I wasn't homeless like go to your aunt or uncles because they told my mom to chuck me out a long time ago. They said you should have checked him out a long time ago. You get what I'm saying? So,
so where you originally from, Akhi? I'm saying where you originally from? Because
my mum's from Jamaica. And
yeah,
my
a lot of people from the
Battersea.
They're very.
I grew up on a state in Battersea called Surrey Lane. Most people know Soul Solid, who are a bit older, who into like Jahidi and stuff. The rap group that was big in England, they had a number on Soul Solid. The guy Romeo, he actually lived one floor. We lived above him. Yeah, I lived one level above him in a big high-rise building. And I grew up in Battersea. I've lived in Wandsworth. I lived in Brixton for a bit. So yeah, I've lived in many different council estates. I basically that kind of life, council estate life, gang life, jail life. I know it inside out, basically. And basically, so what happened is that when I got that freedom. See, the thing is, when you're young, especially when you're Muslim.
So Hussain, when you're living in that house, that sheltered accommodation, right, like a housing association, you must have had so many more freedoms in effect, because, or was it the other way around?
Yeah, it was, because we had key workers that came down to see us, but we show one face to the key workers, but they didn't come around like often. They were cool with us. They were just there to sort out our housing and this, that, and they weren't really there to tell us, they would tell us to do certain things in the house, but we act like angels, metaphorically, you know what I'm saying, and so forth. When they came around, like, we were nice to them because they helped us out. They're the people I had my interview to get with my place, because what happened with that lady, when I was breaking her, and she said she's not equipped to it. She said all I can do is make some phone calls, and she stood on her hours and she said, but I can't promise you anything. So what she done, she was on the phone for about an hour, and I'm sure she had other work to do. And at the end of it, she said, you've got an interview, in a week's time or 2 weeks' time, or at this place, this, that, and the other, and alhamdulillah, I made it to that next week. And I went into the interview. I don't even remember. All I remember about the interview, there was a man and a woman, and at the end of the interview, they put a key in my hand, and I was just happy, man. I was just like, I didn't say subhanallah, alhamdulillah, but I was just
this is before you were Muslim, I'm assuming.
Yeah, this is before I was Muslim. So what happened is I got that key. All I remember, I've got somewhere to go tonight that is solid, So it's gonna be warm inside there. It's gonna be solid. The rain's not gonna be able to get in. The cold is not gonna be like. I'm just gonna Maghrib.
You're coming through clear, Akhi.
Okay, cool.
Through clear.
Yeah. So nice. I was saying, Akhi, astaghfirullah. It's Maghrib in. As Maghrib. No, can you hear me, Akhi?
I can hear you fine. Yeah, I can hear you fine.
Maghrib's just come in, my adhan.
It's Maghrib time, inshallah. Shall we have a little break and then maybe come back, inshallah, in part 2?
Yeah, what will happen to the stream? Will it?
We thought I'd end it, and it downloads onto YouTube, and it'll be part 1. And then when we continue after prayer, then we can do part 2.
I apologize, inshallah, Akhi.
Yeah? No. I should have thought of this, Akhi, myself, to be
honest.
How
long if you leave it on? How long if you leave it on? Can it stay on for?
It just carries on recording, Akhi. It just carries on recording, and as soon as you end the stream, it depends how fast your computer is. It uploads onto YouTube.
Do you want to leave it on, go and pray, and then I'll just come back and we see it? It's going to take like 5 minutes, and I'll just come back and see it, rather than you make it 2 parts.
It's totally up to you, Akhi. I'm quite happy. I'm happy.
When they watch it, they'll just come. What they'll do is when they watch it, they'll just come back to, rather than watch 2 parts, they'll just come back and fast forward it. They'll just fast forward it to after the prayer.
Yeah, the only way I have to do it now is if I stop the camera and go to mute. So you stop the camera, you go to mute, and then it'll camera recording, but they won't be able to see anything or hear anything for a couple of minutes. And I can write on there, be back in 5 minutes because of prayer or something.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, you just praying or something. Yeah, no problem.
Okay, I've got a guest. Let me just, you go and pray. I've got somebody in the stream now, hopefully, inshallah.
Okay.
And I'll wait for you, Akhi.
Okay, no problem. Cool. Jazakallah.
Ameen wa iyyak. Assalamu alaikum, Khalid. You're muted, brother. You got to unmute yourself. Assalamu alaikum, Khalid. Brother Khalid, you're muted. Brother Khalid, Alhamdulillah. Khalid, you are muted. Assalamu alaikum, Khalid. You have to unmute yourself, Akhi. Okay, guys, brother Hussein had to go and pray. Inshallah, if you give us a couple of minutes, we'll be back, inshallah, with part 2. And inshallah, we'll continue with this podcast. Barakallah fikum. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah wa barakatuh. Yeah, Assalamu alaikum. Brother Hussein has just gone out to pray. Inshallah, he's gone to pray Maghrib prayer. Alhamdulillah, he will continue with his story about how he would become a Muslim and what kind of lifestyle he lived prior to becoming a Muslim. Like, if anybody wants to come onto the panel, the link is in the description box. Click onto the link, StreamYard, and hopefully, inshallah, you can come on to the show. But please check your options so your mic and camera buttons are switched on. Inshallah, I have to go and pray myself. Barakallah fikum. Inshallah, I'll be back in 5 minutes. Assalamu alaikum. Assalamu alaikum, akhi. Can you hear me?
Assalamu rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. How you doing?
Alhamdulillah. Barakallah fikum, akhi. Really appreciate your time and your efforts. Alhamdulillah.
Yeah, it's an honor.
Alhamdulillah. Alhamdulillah. Yeah. You were saying that you were living in and your key workers would come and look after you. So did you have more freedom, or did you just play up? So when they would come, you'd be good, and when they'll leave, you go back to your normal habits. How did it go?
Yeah, and I think they knew already we were young, ain't it? We were young and so forth. So like, I think they knew what we were up to, but they were more looking out for us. They weren't like, they wasn't really spying on us and like that. They just, you know, we were young people and we had our own places, and they just like were there for advisory like roles and to, you know, just they were more helpful than anything. So, but what happened? What that situation did, I went from basically not from being kicked out, yeah, to having my own place with unlimited freedom. Yeah. So what happened is that at the same time that I got that place, I met some guy that I used to go to school with. He was in my year. And what happened, I started hanging out with him. Yeah. Because what happened is that I first grew up in Battersea in Surrey Lane on a council's typical like council estate, yeah, with like high-rise blocks and maisonettes and this, that, and the other, dull, grey, you know, urine in the lifts and spit on the buttons. After 10 years, my mum got moved to a nicer area called Wandsworth, yeah. Like there's nice parts of Wandsworth and there's not so like nice parts of Wandsworth. But the point is we moved from that high rise, yeah, to an actual house, like 3-story house with a balcony, just that and the other and so forth. But my behavior had been so bad from before that even though I changed to a nicer environment and just that and the other and so forth, I was bad, I was rotten, and that's where I got kicked out. But anyway, what happened is
how old were you? What's the age gap? How old were you?
I got kicked out around 15, 16. Yeah, in between that time, and by the end of 16, 17, that's when I got my place. Like, I was homeless for like a year, and then I got that place. So now what happened is that when I got that place, I started hanging out with a friend of mine from school, yeah, and he used to hang out with some other boys, yeah, in Wandsworth, that area, but on a council estate. So I used to hang out before when I was living in Battersea in a high rise in this area, but I was a badly behaved kid, yeah. But I wasn't a criminal, you know. I was badly behaved to my mum, but I was young still, and I was just rooted to my mum, you know. I was just like, I just took more and more rope, you know, and took more liberties because there was no one ready there to check me. Yeah,
I understand. Yeah.
When I moved, when I got my own, then I got my own place. Yeah, and I started hanging around with this guy who also happened he happened to hang out on a council estate. Yeah, and the place where I had my place was quite posh. It was Wimbledon, you know, where they play the tennis.
Tennis,
yeah. That's where my actual place was. Yeah, where I hang out from Wandsworth, there's a estate called Henry Prince. You know, there's a big shopping centre, a massive shopping centre called Southside. It used to be called Argyle Centre, and along this long road, there's a long road that goes from Wandsworth to a place called Tooting, yeah, and that's called Garrett Lane. And basically, where's it? There's an estate on there, a big estate, massive estate, you know, grey, reddish council estate, just typical council estate. So I started hanging out with him, and I'm at my place, you know, like I said, there's girls, there's two guys, yeah, there's me with my own place, and in the building, and there's another guy, and there's two girls, and the next door is the replica. Yeah, so it's like smoking, there's like smoking, music blasting 24/7, you know, people's friends coming around, the girls coming around, relationships and this, that, and the other and so forth, and you know, just do what you want. When I started hanging around with this guy, he was on basically I would hang out with him with like some of the people I knew, some of them I didn't know. The vast majority I didn't know, but I knew some from like school and so forth. And what happened is that we were young. We were youngers in our late teens, late teens, mid-teens. You know, early, what is it, 20s. And then what happened? There was like olders there, yeah.
Yeah.
And now the olders, basically, they were anything from like I would say the youngest maybe was 25, around 30-ish, then and they're like to the mid 30s, late 30s. But when I started hanging around with these guys, yeah, because my eyes are opening now, like my eyes are opening up now. I'm getting older, you know, I'm starting to see more things. When I was younger, yeah, I used to go and play on the council estate on my BMX, you know, and play had and stuff. This was before there was like social media. Like we used to play games and we had fun, even though it was on a
Yeah.
council estate. That's one of the things is that when you go up on a council estate and so forth, even though you're poor according to Western standards, yeah, you don't really know it because everyone else is poor with you. So it's like
Yeah.
you're just basically you're playing on your BMX and you got to lift as you're reading it. Yeah, you're used to seeing it. Like you have no reference point to know any different. You know, you just put on the buttons. You got to be careful that you don't press the and so forth. And it can be quite great. It's always picked a grey, dull grey or dull red, color likes, and so forth. But we had fun, and so when I'm there, I'm a young kid. I'm growing up here. There was most probably older. There was elders obviously on that estate, but I'm young. I'm just a kid, my pre-teens, or I'm just riding my bike, playing hand and stuff. Obviously, I'm seeing the you might smell weed, you might see the pee, the lift and the spit on the thing and so forth. But you're still, you do see things and stuff like that. But you're still a kid, As I'm in my teenagers, yeah. Now, I'm hanging around this council estate. I'm starting to see more things. So I'm seeing the older guys, yeah, and I'm thinking the older guys in them days. It was like there was really loud clothes. There was something called off-key machine. It's like they like really bright and really loud, like clothing, like that stands out. There was like the Versace shades and all this kind of stuff, and like to me, the older lot, like if you see a group of people, yeah, who are the same as you, same ethnicity or this, that, the other, and they're older, you look up to them if they're cool, So we used to have these like older guys to us, and it's like they had the latest clothes. In them days, it was a big thing to have jewelry around your neck and to have a big, what they call chops, like a big gold bracelet and this, that, and the other. They like, some of them had like cars, some of them had motorbikes, and I was like, wow, these guys, their life is like paradise. Like these guys they chill out on the block, yeah, on a council estate 24/7. They don't go school, they don't go work, yeah, they don't go university, yeah. They're always hanging about. They got the latest clothes, they got like nice vehicles, yeah. They've got a bit of rep because they were like a little gang basically, and they would get into fights with other gangs. Sometimes they'd win, sometimes they'd lose, but they had a little name and this, that, the other, and so forth. I think this is the life. You just you don't have to sacrifice. You just hang out. And I was thinking, how do they get? I was just thinking, how do they get all this stuff? Because what they got, yeah, I want it because it's like their life is just fun. Their life is just fun. There's no discipline in it. It's just they're just always hanging out. They've all got the latest clothes. And their life just looks easy, like it just looks easy. So then I obviously started asking my friends and stuff, like, how do these guys get all this stuff, and stuff, like, how do they get it? So then basically, they start letting me know how they do it. So one time, yeah, we go into a shop, like in the group that I used to hang around. There could be any amount of us from like 5 on one day, 10 on one day, maybe 15 another day. It fluctuated, but there was a bunch of us. Yeah. And so what happens is that one day we go into off license, yeah. And one of the guys basically he picks up a Coke and a Polo or something, yeah. And he basically gave it to the man, he gave the man £1, yeah. Now the man, he takes the £1, he presses the till, and then astaghfirullah,
Yeah.
we all just rush in. And the thing is here is that, see, no one likes to think of themselves as an evil person, and no one likes to think themselves, yeah, that they're evil or that they're bad, yeah. And I necessarily wasn't a bad person, like I grew up in my mum's house and I was rude to my mum, and that was bad. That was bad, yeah, and it was horrible, yeah. And yeah, I put my mum through hell and this, that, and so forth. But if you had asked me, was I evil to my mum? Maybe I most probably was, because I was taking advantage of this, that, and the other. But I never wouldn't like to think of myself as evil, because even though I knew what I was doing wrong, and I knew that I was causing her tears, and I was stressing her out, and I was like, I was messing up her world. If you ask me, like, I might act bad, like when I'm being disobedient to mum, but I didn't.
Mm.
I would never want to think of myself evil or being evil to my mum.
Sure.
You know, if I came home one day and my mum was crying, yeah, because someone had shouted at her, spat at her, or this, that, and the other, I would be upset.
Mm.
And I was causing that same pain to her. But I never would want to face the reality and look in the mirror and say, you was evil to your mum, or you was bad.
At that particular time, were you realizing that you were hurting your mom at that
Yeah,
particular time?
I knew, but I just knew there's nothing you could really do about it. Like, if I had a dad that would literally, because even beating you or disciplining you, your mums could do it to a certain age when you're young, yeah? And I'm not talking about child abuse, where you literally give your child black eyes and stuff like that and so forth. But I'm saying discipline your child, yeah? But what I'm trying to say is that there comes an age where you get bigger and bigger and the beats do not work anymore. The discipline, the physical discipline, you get to the stage where you're big and your mum's hits because she's a female and stuff. It doesn't work. But even just the presence of a man and say, don't do that.
Yeah.
Or just looking at a man looking at you, you know, looking at you with a serious face, yeah, and his aura, you know, it's different. It affects a male child differently, you know. That can just give you a look, yeah, and that your mum, and then look, wallahi, man, single mothers. I don't even like calling them single mothers, because 9 times out of 10, yeah, a single mother makes the mother, yeah, sound like she did something wrong, even though the impression you get of the term single mother, yeah, is like the mother did something wrong, like she's single. Really, they should be called abandoned mothers, because most times, 9 times out of 10, it's not the mother, yeah, that's not there for the kids. 9 times out of 10, there's some cases, there's some exceptional rules,
Yeah.
but 9 times out of 10, yeah, the guy, because we live in this society of YOLO, there's no God, there's no day of judgment, there's no day of accountability, there's no Jannah, there's no Jahannam, there's no like Malaika taking your angels taking your deeds down, like young boys, yeah. And I'm sorry, because I might go, if I ever go off too far, just let me know, yeah.
You know, you're on track, Akhi. Wallah, brother Hussain, you're right on track. I'm getting some messages from my social media saying that, you know, let the brother know and thank the brother. These are from non-Muslims saying thank you for sharing your story, and they can relate to what you're saying. So you're on the right track, Akhi, and I really appreciate you sharing this with me and the audience. And we're keeping it real. This is not a script. We have not wrote a script for this. It's just basically straight onto the.
Yeah, this is not going to be no bubblegum popcorn rainbow in the sky. This is going to be deal with the reality of the situation. But what happened is that what was the point? I was.
You were saying your mom's single, but a father figure makes a difference. Yeah.
We call single mothers. Yeah, like there's a perception when you say single mother that you have this kind of like negative view of a mother with a child, like it was her fault. Like most times, the fact that the mother still has the child, yeah, and she didn't get an abortion, proves that she was there. But what happens, because the reality is this year, in the Western world, when you grow up in the Western world, in London or the UK or Europe or America, yeah, yes, you have your parents, yeah, but the thing is that you have step parents like social media, TV, music videos, the adverts you see outside. So your parents and mum and dad, they try and raise you. Your father's always at work. Your mum's either clean at home and this, that, and the other. Plus, most families nowadays are not even together. You come in the house, everyone goes into their own separate room and on their phone. Like, social media has made us antisocial.
Yeah, absolutely. 100%.
We become more antisocial because of social media. Like people don't sit at the table and like everyone have a meal and we talk about their day. That's out the window. So anyway, what happens is that when we grow up, you're told a man, if you grow up in London or England, you're told a man, is basically a number of things. This is what makes you a man. The most amount of girls, you have, the more for man you are. Yeah. The bigger you are, the more for man you are. Yeah. The more intoxicants you can take, the more for man you are. And the more material things you have, the more for man you are. You could have a Land Rover in the dunya. If you're your teen or your early 20s, it doesn't matter if you got that Land Rover from drug dealing or you got it from a law degree. In the streets, as long as you pull outside the club with that Land Rover and the loafers and the looking black. Really, in society, girls don't care. In fact, if you have a good guy, that went school, had his glasses on, had his briefcase, made sure he went to all his classes, did all his homework, he was considered a square. Yeah, the guy that did everything right, went to school. While he was going to college, he was working retail. You know what I'm saying? He was broke and working retail, and then he sacrificed and went to university. Sometimes people think if you go to university on a council estate, you're a sellout. I don't know why they think that.
Why is this? Yeah, it's crazy.
You're not keeping it real. And the thing is, the girl, and the worst thing is, if a girl, not all girls, but a lot of them, if they're from like a council estate, and the guy, he done everything right. He worked, he sacrificed, got his grades, he went to school, college, and while he was going to college and uni, he was working a normal retail job, and he was broke and this, that, and the other, and this, that, and the other, and then he got some corporate job and this, that, and the other. They will have that guy, and then they will come across this criminal guy, whether he's a gang guy or a drug guy, this, that, and the other, and they, because this guy wants to take the restaurant, or because this guy might treat them nice and this, that, and the other, and so forth, they will use him because he's like nice guy and with the bad guy and so forth, and they will see the big guys, the bad guys, they catch. You get what I'm saying? The guy that's a drug dealer and the guy that's living a dangerous lifestyle and oppressing people and taking people's rights and this, that, and so forth. They will see him as the catch, and they will be like going behind that guy's back because it's like he's the dog because he's doing things properly. You get what I'm saying? The guy that does things properly is seen as a dog. The guy that's educated is seen as a dog. Yeah. And the guy that's a criminal, breaking law and oppressing people, getting rich off oppressing people, getting people hooked on drugs and physically beating people up and stuff. He is he is basically in the dunya eyes. He's the best guy to be with. But the point I was trying to say is that we are told in London or in the West when we grow up that a man, there's first of all you only live once, so if you can get away with it, get away with it. YOLO. That's it. That's the religion of music is YOLO. You only live once, If you can get away with it, If the police don't catch you, and when it comes to girls, there is no police because you could from when you reach puberty, you can have sexual relationships with girls until you're 90 years old, or until you die, or until when you're too old, you can't do it anymore, And you can just sleep around getting girl after girl, pregnant, and nothing will happen to you. Legally, nothing will happen to you. Nothing will happen to you. You won't get in trouble by the law. There's no consequences. You can literally get 5, 10 girls pregnant every year and just leave them, break off contact with them and do this all your life. And there's no consequences. There's no consequences for it. We don't even have a negative stereotype in the society for men that have kids all over the place and they don't check on them. You get what I'm saying? So so basically you've got a license, 007 license to zina, fornicate, just and so forth. And the society praises you for doing it. Like the society praises you for being a player. And what happens? Yeah, go
It's
on,
quite
sorry.
interesting. It's quite interesting, Brother Hussein, because the way I'm thinking now is like Islam is the opposite to what society is wanting you to do.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, in a Muslim country, you try that crap, you try that stuff in Saudi Arabia, all these other countries. Like,
mm,
yes, if you have relationships, that because Islam is prevention is better than cure. Yeah. So
mm,
yeah, because the thing is as well, all these guys that like doing it, all these guys that like doing this stuff. If someone does it, this is the double standards of the street life and the fair life.
yeah,
Yeah. And
mm,
the YOLO, the religion of music, because a religion is a belief and a way of life. If you
mm,
believe your purpose in this life is to make money, yeah, and dance like a monkey and shake your bum in the club on the weekend, that's a religion. You can call it a philosophy, you can call it a way of life, you can call it your opinion, you can call it whatever. You have a belief and a way you live your life.
That's a good
Yeah,
point because I was in a car the other day, and this one of my friends, a colleague of mine, he put his car on, and of course, I went to like an Asian radio station, one of these music ones, and I normally listen to Talk Sport. I don't know if you know what Talk Sport is.
yeah, I do. I know what you
Yeah, I listen to Talk Sport and I drive around sometimes. But yeah, this Bollywood song came on, and you mentioned the name of the lady, and I think it was Malik. I think it was an Asian. Yeah, Malik, and I'm like, this lady here. I bet she is influencing so many other young girls to be like the way she is. Do you understand? And I understand the direction you're going in because I think Islam is the opposite of to what society wants you to be. In Islam, if a man and woman in marriage have children, the man keeps the children, not the woman.
Yeah,
Do
and
you
that's the thing,
understand?
bro. Though the
Yeah,
thing
the
is, this, yeah,
man has to take the children. You know, in
yeah,
this country, the woman has a right over the children, right? In Islamic countries, the man takes the children. Now he's got to look after those children. There's no CSA or anything like that involved now. The man has to physically, the children are his responsibility now. But once the man and woman divorces, the woman she can carry on with her life. She
yeah,
can carry
yeah,
on, she can't, she can't see the children, but the sole responsibility now is of the man to look after the children and to raise the children. And like you were saying, the man presence in the house is very important. A
yeah.
mother can discipline the children to a certain limit, but the man is stronger and he's more scarier. So yeah, I do understand the way and the road you're going through, and totally understand what you're saying. Sorry for interrupting, Akhi. Carry
No,
on.
it's
It's very interesting.
like
Carry on.
what you were saying, bro. Like about, for example, actually, like these songs now, like this song, this thing you were saying about song. The biggest song I can't even repeat on it. The biggest song, one of the biggest songs at the moment is by a girl woman called Cardi B.
Wallahi, Akhi, I normally, when I used to go to the gym, people used to, and the gym was quite multicultural. People used to say to me, "Have you heard this song?" And I'm like, they mention names I've never heard in my life, Akhi.
Bro,
And I'm like, what are you on about? I don't even know this person,
but
you know?
bro, this song is basically, and yeah, it's wrong when men do it as well. But what's
Mm,
happened now is that because men used to always rap about, yeah, like you'll have a man in a video, he's fully clothed, he's got like a big uh puffer jacket on, he's got Timberlands
yeah,
on, big baggy jeans, and the girls in the video next to him are in their underwear and stuff,
yeah, yeah.
wearing bikinis and stuff like that. And he's saying in the video, yeah, I'm gonna sleep with these holes and stuff, and
Mm,
then what is it? I'm gonna check and then move and then pass them on to my friends, or I'm gonna sleep with these holes and then move on to the next. And the girls are nodding their head in the video, and this, that, and the other. Like they've told them, yeah, when this part comes up, nod your head, and they're like nodding
that's
their head.
right. Yeah, yeah.
So what happens is that men have just talked about this like openly so much about how they're gonna sleep around and blah blah blah. Yeah.
I
Now you
think the
got
music, I think, brother Hussein, I think the music industry have got a lot to answer for, uh,
yeah.
because how they influence the youth is just unbelievable, especially in this lockdown period where people are restricted in what they can do, and all they do is watch TV or listen to me or whatever. And the more dangers, a lot more dangers. What do
It's
you think?
pornography. It's
Mm,
pornography wrapped up. Do you know what music is like? For example, this song that's out by this girl woman called Cardi B. Yeah.
mm,
Basically, what it is it's just about oral sex. And bro, this song, yeah, is just mainstream. It's in
mm,
shopping malls, it's in chicken shops, it's in Foot Locker, it's in JD. It's just obviously they they blur out certain of the words, but the whole song is nasty. So it doesn't matter if like you know what the song's about, bro. And what happens is that like these girls, the video, because they say the crazy thing is they say you cannot post pornography on social media, yeah, because there's kids on it, there's influential young people on it, and so forth. You cannot post pornography on social media. Okay, if that's the case, the case is that you can't post in video form pornography because young kids' mentality is too graphic and it's not suitable for their young minds. Then why is it allowed in audio form?
Yeah.
So it doesn't affect them just because there's no video, the audio form doesn't make me affect them, their vulnerability.
There's no thing I was reading about. Sorry for interrupting, brother Hussain.
It's cool.
I think the age of consent is over 16. Is it 16? I think.
Yeah, but that's what that means.
But listen. To watch porn, you have to be over 18. So it doesn't make. I don't understand the.
I get what you're saying.
Do you understand what I'm saying? But this is how society is, you know.
The rules are backwards, but anyway, the whole thing is that even these so what happens that you've got this song, yeah, you've got like little kids, yeah, who are memorizing this song. You've got school kids, actually, yeah, who are memorizing this song, yeah, and the song's talking about how she rides men's private parts and how she like her thing is so this and that special, and the thing is, bro, like that's the problem. This is the problem as well, yeah.
What advice can you give to the young, especially the ones the boys and girls who are leaving primary school and heading towards secondary school? What advice would you give them, Muslims and non-Muslims? What advice would you give to them, if you don't mind separating the categories? Do you think a Muslim child has got a better chance?
The problem is with the Muslims, alhamdulillah. See, a lot of people think we're backwards, yeah. We're backwards, and a lot of our rules and this, that, and so forth, yeah, are archaic and caveman and stuff and backwards. But the thing is this: just because a rule is old doesn't mean that it's not right and it's not wise and it's not correct. For example, treat your parents well and this, that, and the other. It's an ancient rule. Oh, because it's ancient, we shouldn't use it. You get what I'm saying? Respecting old people is an ancient rule. Respecting the weak and this, that, and the other, it's an ancient rule. Just because it's ancient, should we say that it's out of date now? But the point I'm trying to say, look, for example, very quickly, boyfriend and girlfriends, like you see the same, we're seen as backwards, yeah? Because you say give advice to the Muslims and non-Muslims. We're seen as backwards because we don't have girlfriends. There's fornication and there's marriage, you know? Basically, a girlfriend is a wife with no rights, yeah? But let me explain to you, like a lot of people think, Muslims are backwards, you know, they're supposed to be virgins until they get married and this, that, and so forth. That's so boring, you know? Okay, cool, whatever you want to think here, but I'll tell you this, yeah? The amount of these guys that are sleeping around, and I would say most guys in the West, when people talk about polygamy and this stuff, even though there's very few Muslims that actually practice polygamy, when people talk about polygamy stuff, like they can't fool me with this because most non-Muslim men are polygamous anyway, yeah? And most girls in the West are in a polygamous relationship, they're just not aware of it. And guys that have that one or two girlfriends, they have a girl that they think that fits their actual serious girlfriend, which is just another number in a phone, yeah, and they just whichever girl like they generally see outside, if she's willing to do it, yeah, if she's willing to do it, and she doesn't, the other one doesn't find out about it, then what's the thing? There's no consequence. There's no consequence for it anyway, you know. And the thing is most guys. I think
the point that you made from the beginning, I think the fact that if you're an atheist or a non-Muslim, you don't think about the punishment at the end. So you have no kind of limits or no morals or no payback. So you just carry on living that life how you want to live, thinking there's nothing to catch up onto you in the next life. Does that make sense?
The reason why every country, no matter how liberal they are, every country has prisons. Yeah? Why? To act as a deterrent. Like you can take the most liberal country, take the most anti-Islamic country, none of these countries, yeah, don't have prisons and don't have courts and this, that, and the other and so forth. Yeah. if you really believe in freedom and freedom of actions, and just remove your prisoners. Just like make people take account of themselves. No, you can't make people take. If you need people to take themselves for account, yeah, people are going to get oppressed. Yeah. But the point I'm trying to say is, so for example, the average person on road, the average person, yeah, in work or average non-Muslim, they would say, "What? You can't have relationships until marriage. You'd be virgin to marriage." Yes, we believe it, and we're not ashamed of it. Yeah. They would say, "Okay, you're backwards. You're not having fun." They said, "Cool." How many girls? How many? Look, and when you get see the difference between marriage, the Islamic marriage, and the girlfriend and boyfriend is this: before you don't have a relationship, the first thing you do, yeah, a brother sees a sister, yeah, and then what happens then? Like she's wearing hijab and dressed in modestly, and now, so she looks like she's she's not following the crowd, like following what the crowd are generally into. She looks like she practices her deen and she takes it seriously. She's not trying to make her hijab look sexy. She's not face full of pain. So your brother, he's interested. That's the kind of person, you know, I want to marry. That's the kind of person I would love to be. Because as Muslims, when we choose a partner to have a relationship, we're thinking long term. We're not just thinking that, yeah, she's fit and I can enjoy sexual relationships. This person you're choosing is also going to be a role model to your children. But as a non-Muslim, you're not going to think that far. Is she buff? I don't care if she's a bimbo. I don't care if she's dumb or not. She's fit. I'm not going to be around for a long time anyway, yeah? I'm going to have a future rewrites and then I'm out of this place. I'm not going to build nothing with this. There's no family, there's no empire, there's no legacy. This is a couple of nights and I'm moving into a better model chick. You get what I'm saying? Because we're objects in this society. So anyway, like, what happens if a guy brother sees a girl he should like, yeah, and they both follow the deep stuff? But what happens is that he will like approach her or ask someone, a sister, if he knows if you've got a sister, approach her, get her dad's number before they link or anything. This is Islamically how it's supposed to be done. He will meet face to face before he has a meeting with her or anything. He will take the dad's number and he will speak to them and they will arrange to meet. Now there's a big difference. See, most girlfriend and boyfriends, yeah, especially young ones or even older ones, you don't introduce someone to your girlfriend or your boyfriend. Yeah, especially when you first start going out, because it's nothing. What's a girlfriend or boyfriend? It's not like a marriage. Like marriage, everyone gets invited, the family, the this, that, them, and so forth, and blah, blah, blah. But girlfriend and boyfriend, first of all, the boy doesn't want to meet your brothers.
Yeah, exactly.
The boy doesn't want to meet your brothers. What's that Islamic marriage? So if you're going to have a relationship, before you even meet that, people have a meeting, and there's meetings are not just you two go out together and you go cinema, then you go back to her place. You're like, basically, you have to meet the father. So you have to meet the brothers and the father face to face, eye to eye. And that sweet talk don't work with brothers. The brothers, they may be practicing, they may be in the streets, they may be whatever. But at the end of the day, they know what men are like. Yeah. So in Islam, like a woman, you know, when she's gonna get married, yeah, either her father, you know, has to be involved, or her brothers, or this, that, or that. So they have to be involved. So what happens is this. How many girls in school, college, yeah, have fallen in love? Because most of the time, girls are sincere. They grow up on movies and grow up, you know, in listening to love songs and all this kind of stuff, yeah. And you know, they want one guy, you know, that's gonna be, you know, be nice to them, you know. They want one guy that's gonna like just treat them good, yeah. But what happens? They're in school, most of the time they're in secondary school for the last couple of years and stuff, you know. And look how this society messed up people. People look at Muslim women in hijab, think they're oppressed. Women in the car, you know, covered. They get called letterboxes, this, that, and ever.
Well, Hussein, you know, what makes me laugh is that I remember the burqa ban. Remember the burqa ban, that we're going to ban the burqa.
It's ironic.
How, see the plan, Allah, you know, they plan, but Allah is the best of planners.
You look like letterboxes. Every non-Muslim woman is looking like a letterbox. Be careful what you ask, bro. Be careful when you make jokes of people. Your wife is looking like a letterbox now.
Yeah. Subhanallah. Yeah. Alhamdulillah.
And even though they don't look like letterbox, we're just saying, you know, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know?
Do you remember that period? Do you remember when they were trying to vote it in? They're saying that, you know, we've got to ban the burqa, we had the people in the far right coming into Speaker's Corner, and we had all this kind of crazy stuff going on.
This thing is rubbish, though. They said niqab
Yeah.
needs to be banned, yeah.
Yeah.
This thing was so rubbish. Niqab needs to be banned because I heard this rubbish excuse because when you're having conversations with people, yeah, I can't see how you're reacting. First of all, when you're having a conversation with someone, I don't know about when other people have a conversation, but if I've got something to say, I'm gonna say it. And whether your facial features change or not, it's not gonna change the conversation I'm saying. At least that's the case. BBC Radio, because most podcasters, a lot of podcasters have video now, but the reality of the situation is a lot of podcasters that didn't before, even LBC, it's only recently that they went with video and stuff like that. Yeah. So if you're saying that basically, that we got to ban niqab, because when you're having a conversation with someone, you can't see their facial reaction, then BBC and LBC should have never had radio broadcasting, bro. That were just audio.
That's right.
We're not having a real conversation because I can't see. Are you telling me that what's his name? These presenters like James O'Brien or anyone else who's there, whether they're on the left or the right, these people, if they can see now that they can see the facial features, well, they can't see the facial features, but they're gonna change the conversation they're having with someone based upon whether the person speaks looks like they're losing the argument or they're hurt by their words. Come on, it's just rubbish, bro. But anyway, the point I was just saying.
Okay, let's go back because I got a feeling this isn't going to part two, part three. And wallahi, I've got plenty of time, Habibi, to make time for you, and whenever you're free, I'm here all the time. Alhamdulillah. You were saying you met this older guy and started hanging around with this guy. Was he Muslim or not Muslim?
Story. Okay, so basically what happened? I met this older guy, started hanging. Yeah, so what happened? No, I was talking about being evil. So what happens? I walk in, obviously, the older guys, they got all this stuff. So I'm walking with these guys, and they go into we go into off license. They pick up a Coke and a Polo. At that time, a pound would be enough to get you both.
I remember those days.
And then what happened? They put on the counter with the pound. The man he presses the
till,
the till button, and I'm ashamed to say it, man. Like we beat this uncle up, man.
Yeah, Allahu Akbar.
And the thing is, actually, that's what I'm saying. This was the first. Like, what I'm trying to say is that I didn't consider myself an evil person, even when I was being bad to mama. And that may be a type of evilness when you keep on being rude. But this is that action was definitely evil, bro. And why that hadith is so important, that you are on the religion of your friend or the way of life of your friends, it's so important, because the thing is that I wasn't an evil person, and I wouldn't normally, if I was on my own, not just because maybe the person was old, like I would not, if I was on my own, physically harm someone like that. Yes, I was rude to my mom. Yes, I was rude. I used to slam the door when my mom was talking, like to me, or turn up my music while she's talking. I was disrespectful, but I wasn't physically violent to people, But due to being with those people, and I'm wrong. No one's to blame. Like I didn't. Once I saw what happened, I could have run out. I could have not, whatever. I chose to take part in something evil. That man did nothing wrong. He has his own shop. He's working hard. He must be an immigrant, like coming from somewhere where it's been mashed up. Most probably by the West or whatever. So he's coming here. He's had to do with all the racism when he would have been happy chilling back home. He brought up from nothing. Yeah, he's working hard. He's buying stock. He's spacing up his shop. He's done nothing wrong, bro. But because I'm in an environment where I see older people than me who have nice things, and they wanted a shortcut. They couldn't bother to work, and that's what it is. It's YOLO. YOLO is not you only live once. It sounds like it's all fun and stuff, but on the flip side of YOLO is people getting oppressed. There's women getting pregnant. There's children growing up without fathers. We took liberties with that man because we had the strength to.
Yeah.
And it was wrong.
Mm.
And unfortunately, I didn't think I was evil, but yes, I did something evil.
Mm.
But you can rationalize anything, yeah. When you don't have Quran and Sunnah, you can rationalize anything, yeah.
Or okay, for if there's any non-Muslims watching, what do you mean by Quran and Sunnah?
I mean, basically, look, if you don't believe in no good and you don't believe there's no guidance, look. First of all, if we're atheists, there's no wrong or right. I'll tell you why. And people say, how do you say that I'm an atheist? I give to charity, this, that, and the other. Okay, look, this is what I'm trying to say. If you're an atheist, yeah, you believe that there's no creator and designer that intentionally decided to create this universe. It happened somehow. Somehow it happened. Yeah? Okay, we're here by chance. You can call it chance, you can call it random, you can call it whatever, but it wasn't intentionally designed or intentionally supposed to be. So us humans, if we're just atoms and neutrons and electrons or whatever, and it just happened, there was a big bang somehow, nothing caused the big bang, but there was a big bang, even though there's nothing exists, and it caused the big bang. So nothing caused the big bang. Like, it's like, imagine you go home and your house is burgled, like, and nothing did it. The point I'm trying to say is that nothing caused the big bang. We don't know how that happened, but a big bang happened, and then there's all this stuff flying around, and somehow beings come from it, yeah? What animals come from it, yeah? And animals, if we are just highly evolved animals, then robbing and stealing is not wrong anyway. Why? Lions and tigers and all these animals, they rob from each other, yeah? They steal each other's properties, they steal each other's wives, yeah? They kill each other for resources. We don't see it as morally wrong. We don't try and bring lion and tigers to court because they're stealing each other's lands, and so we don't try and bring them to UN or the Hague. Why? Because lions and tigers, they don't have a morality, you know what I'm saying? They follow the lions. But if we're just highly evolved animals, then why is it wrong to rob and steal? To the evolutionists, if we are highly evolved animals and lions and tigers and stuff, they rob and steal and so forth, and it's survival of the fittest. If it's survival of the fittest, it's nothing. What I did to that guy, to them guys, isn't wrong. According to evolution, it's not wrong. The reason why it's wrong, the reason why it's good, no, we're not just some random chance. Human beings are not just some random creation. We're not some fluke or some joke or this, that, and the other. But if you don't believe that, then we're here by accident. That means my conscience is an accident. If nothing gave me my conscience and my heart, my metaphorical heart, if it's just like atoms and electrons and just whatever makes physical things and stuff just bouncing about. There's a big bang by nothing, and it's just, you know, when you get a snooker table and you've got a whole bunch of balls, and you get one ball and ram it into the others, and then just go wherever. You're not planning anything. You're not intentional. You just get one ball. You know, there's a whole bunch of balls, and you just slam it in, and they go wherever they go. So if we human beings have a conscience, something that makes us tell right and wrong, yeah, and we're accident, our conscience is an accident. If there's no creator, we're not supposed to have a conscience. We're not supposed to forget having a conscience. We're not supposed to be here in the first place.
Yeah. All
but
accident.
The thing is this, but the thing is this, no, we were given a conscience. And we believe.
Just want to come back. Sorry, Hussain, for interrupting. Inshallah.
I'll get back to the story. This is part of the story.
The story is very interesting, and I'm getting.
Yeah, I'll get back to the story. This is part of the concept. But the thing is this, yeah. What we did to him, we did to him because of that way of life of YOLO. Because basically, we wanted to take shortcuts to get nice things, yeah, and we couldn't be bothered to work, and we had the power to do it, and we did it. But me and my friends, we didn't think we were evil. Yeah, the first time you do something like that, I admit, the first time I did something like that, I was involved. I see it happening and this, that, and the other, and so forth. It was scary. It was.
How did it make you feel?
At first, you know what? To be honest, at first I felt bad. But as the man was fighting it, at first, like, the man puts a thing and we start rushing for him, and it's like, I'm feeling bad about it. It's nervous and this, that, and the other, so forth. But he was struggling, fighting stuff. So, and then we just started like overpowering him, like stamping on him until he didn't like move or anything, and dragging him down, just jumping on. And like, yeah, I felt bad at that instance. Yeah, I felt bad at that instance. But you know what? After a while, because when you take the trays out, there's two trays. The one on top has cranes, the
one
one
on bottom, yeah,
has notes.
Yeah.
But then after a while, when you take the money, you go shopping and this, that, you rationalize it. We're from council estates. Yeah, he had a better life than us. He had a shop. You rationalize somehow, you rationalized it that, well, he's got a shop. He's gonna make the money back. You know, we've never had a shop. Like, you make excuses and stuff. Like, my father's not in my life. You can rationalize anything. But the fact of the day, it was wrong. But what happened is that the first time I did that was the hardest. And this is how I know. The Prophet said, and this is so true. The Prophet said that when you, sallallahu alayhi wasallam, that when you do a sin, yeah, you get a black spot on your heart. Yeah. And when you keep on sinning, it becomes so black that you don't feel it like you're doing wrong anymore. You get what I'm saying? So what happens is the first time you do something wrong, you feel bad about it.
Yeah.
But what happened, the more you do it, the less bad you feel about it. And you rationalize it. You'll find some way
to justify it.
To rationalize it. Yeah. So what happened is that I started doing certain things. We would do robberies like that. We would, sometimes we would like wait for like a business person to come home from like Liverpool Street or something and follow them home and rob them. Like, or we do something like go into a shop, like West End or Kings Road, and we go into a shop, and then what we do, like one of the design shops, and what we do, we go into the changing rooms with like, it would look like we had one, but we had two pair of trousers, yeah. And then what happened is that we would like basically take off our trousers, put one underneath, put one over us, and then come out with the other one. And so we had different ways and stuff, and so forth.
I do understand it. Yeah.
Yeah, and then what happened is that we had different ways of thingy, but basically, we just day by day we just living for ourselves, bro. Like we just wanted to live YOLO. We wanted to take.
How many years? So how many years was this then? What period of years?
Okay, so what happens at first? This is what happens, yeah. At first, yeah, when you do crime, yeah, you're gonna get caught. You're gonna get caught. But what happens is that at first you get caught, like, and the thing is, I didn't get caught for most of the stuff I did, but I got caught for a lot of things, yeah. But the thing was this, yeah, you get used to it. You go in and out of police station, you get caught, yeah. And then what happens is that they give you something called a conditional discharge, a piece of paper where they say keep out of trouble for 6 months, 12 months, this, that, and the other. If you keep on doing that, yeah, then what happens is that you get caught to court, you get put on probation, yeah. And they just talk to you. They keep on talking to you. Why are you committing violence? Why are you doing wrong? What's your family background like? Like why are you robbing people and hurting people? That they try and sit you down with like some kind of psychologist or someone who's going to talk, like try and get to the bottom of it. If you keep on keeping crimes after that, you get community service. They take you to paint a park or this, that, and the other, or clean up an old people's home, or do some manual labor to help the community. Yeah. This, that. If you keep on doing, you keep on doing that, and eventually one time. Another incident happens, and then you go jail. And from that instant on, when you get nicked from there, you're going to be going jail. So what happened is that I was doing these robberies where you go into the shop and you basically pretend to buy something, and then stuff follow you, attack the man. And there was one case where we went in there and we did the thing, we put the things down on the counter, we left the pound, we went to do it. Now, unfortunately, I was holding the man and basically making sure that someone could take the tills and this, that, and the other. And I was holding him and this, that, and the other, and basically attacking the man. So the guy, My job wasn't to take the tools. It was just to just hold the guy and do whatever. So what happened was doing that. Now the guy that's trying to pull the tools out and stuff like this and so forth, he's having problems and so forth, trying to pull it out, and just and the other and so forth. So I'm like attacking the guy, holding the guy, just that and the other. And he's doing it, and it's just time's going on and on and on. So what happens is that this guy, I push him out of the way. I take the thing out, the tray, you know. And this is what I'm saying. I've got used to it now, like and so forth. And you know, I'm feeling bad about it, but the greed is coming. The greed is coming in now, yeah. So I take the top tray out. It's got coins, but there's very few on it, yeah. And I put that on the side. I take that one. It's got notes in it, yeah. And I take that on top of. And then what happens is that we run out, yeah. But because it wasn't my job to do the tray, I never had gloves on. You get what I'm saying? That wasn't the thing I was supposed to do. But because the guy was just in a panic at the moment, he's trying to do it, but he's taking long and this, that, and the other and so forth, I do the thing. So anyway, one day I'm in my house, in my room, yeah, just chilling, yeah, in that place, you know, where I've got total freedom, and it's just early in the morning, bang, 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 bang.
Yeah.
So the man, like, then what happened? I go to the back to see if I can climb at the back. Bare police in the back, like, and there's like, I'm just like, bam, open the door, get out, Mr. Hussain Thomas, bam, 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 bam. Yeah, there's no he's on top. It's like, but anyway, they give me this, but actually, so what happens is I get sent to prison for two days, like for a short while, basically, while they're like trying to sort my things out, you know, because I've had probation, I've had like conditional discharge, I've had probation, I've had community service, but I've never been to jail. So this is the first time I go.
What age was that? What age were you? What age were you?
I was 17. I was like 17. Yeah. So what happened is that yeah. So I basically I go in for jail for a very short time when they're trying to sort my things out and this, that, and the other. I was a bit shocked because it's the first time I went there and so forth. Like I said, when you're young, you just think you're gonna keep on getting conditional discharge or you know probation or this, that, and the other. But you know, when you're young, you know, you just I know everything. So anyway, they let me out. Yeah, I was in there for a couple of days. They let me out. They give you something called remand. Remand is basically when you've never been in prison before. Yeah, they give you something. If you're pleading not guilty, because I plead not guilty, even though I knew I did it. Yeah, like. But the thing is that what they do is that if you plead not guilty, then you go to trial. Yeah, when you go to trial, yeah, you get put on. You can be given bail. Yeah, which means you're out with certain conditions. Yeah, or you get remanded. You stay in jail until you're free. Yeah. So I'd never been in jail before. When they first arrested me to sort out my paperwork and stuff, they sent me to jail for 2 days. Then I said pleading not guilty. I applied for bail, and I got bail. But actually, unfortunately, because I'm just with the same friends, I'm listening to the same music, I'm just in the same environment, seeing them older than this, that, and the other. What do I do? I rob a businessman coming back from work, like coming back from like with his wife coming back from work. He was walking with a laptop and this, that, and so forth. You know, it sounds stupid that you just got nicked for something, but it's the lifestyle. It's just. You just don't care, actually. It's just that's the thing as well, yeah. When you live this lifestyle, actually, because you don't know how much you're worth, yeah. Because you don't know how you're about your worth, yeah. That as a Muslim, we know that Allah said in the Quran, "Wa ma khalaqtu jinna wal insa illa liya'budun." You know, they didn't create mankind and jinn except to worship Him. Yeah, working is a part of life. Socializing, having fun is a part of life. Having a relationship like a wife is part of life, but that. We are created by Allah. We have a purpose. We are important. We have self-worth. The thing is that when you don't know what your purpose in life is, yeah, you don't care. You'll think to yourself, yeah, I'm either gonna have all the latest stuff, yeah, or I'm either gonna have material things, yeah, or I'll be in jail. I don't care. Either I'm gonna have better stuff when I'm on road, yeah, or out, yeah. Or there's nothing wrong with being locked up. You get what I'm saying? When you don't know your worth and you're just living YOLO, it's just like Like life has no purpose. It's like if I ain't gonna be out and I'm not gonna be the man, then it's not worth being out, really. You get what I'm saying? So
I
you
do
devalue
understand.
yourself.
Yeah.
You and person who's humiliating. I'm gonna explain that how humiliating it is. But I think I never had no self worth. I thought that purpose in life was like raving and smoking, having relationships with girls, and that's why I'm here on earth.
Mm.
That, you know, and so forth. So the whole thing is now I went prison. Yeah, I went prison. You know, for a few days and this, that, and the other. I came out. I'm still hanging with the same friends. I'm still listening to the same music, and I'm just thinking, because I'm not about to start working anytime soon. You
Yeah.
know, so like, so anyway, what happens is that I wrote this stuff about this man.
The businessman. You robbed the
Yeah, the
businessman's
businessman
account.
and so
Yeah.
forth for this, that. And I'll do some other stuff and I get arrested by police again.
But at
Yeah,
that time, were you taking any like drugs or any or alcohol
I
or
was
anything like
smoking.
that?
Like, what happens is that I was, how can I say? At first, I wasn't smoking weed and stuff like that. But the thing is this: when you start hanging around with people and everyone's smoking weed and stuff, then
Mm.
sooner or later you're gonna start. You know what I'm
Mm.
saying? And what happened that basically is that I just didn't really care. I just thought the purpose of life is just to have the designer clothes, be clubbing, be smoking and
Mm.
drinking and so forth, and that's what I'm gonna do. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not gonna and I'm gonna enjoy myself, and that's why I did that street. I kept after being released, I done it, and that's when they said to me. That's when they said to me, yeah, that's it. Like gave you got a big rap sheet already, yeah, and
Mm.
you know we gave you bail, yeah, on a robbery of an innocent civilian and so forth who've
Mm.
attacked, and we know you've done a bunch of these, yeah,
Mm.
and we've let you out, and you're still doing crimes. So now
Yeah.
we're gonna remand you. Basically, we're gonna keep you in jail, yeah, until your trial date, yeah, and then we're gonna convict you, even though you're pleading not guilty. We got your fingerprints
Mm.
on the thing. So anyway, um, yeah, and the unfortunate thing is that I was supposed to go for trial, but every time I was supposed to go to trial, stuff like that. But the man that we attacked here, he kept having, and this is what I'm saying, man,
Mm.
this guy. Like obviously now I work now,
Mm.
the ironic thing is that you know after becoming Muslim and so forth, I ended up, going to work in retail. I couldn't get a normal a security work in security stuff because I had a criminal record and this, that, and
Yeah.
so forth.
Yeah.
Now, so I went and worked. I had to just go back to like the Sainsbury's and work and this, that, and so forth, and
Mm.
work a retail job and this, that, and alhamdulillah, but the money was halal anyway. So it's like, and now I like obviously I work in security, but I had for many years I had to just do like a retail job. I was locked out of a lot of places because I had a criminal record and this, that, and I got a family now and you know, and kids and stuff. But the thing is this,
Alhamdulillah.
yeah,
Mm.
this innocent man was attacked, yeah. Every time he was supposed to come to trial, he kept having heart failure problems, yeah. So he couldn't
Mm.
come to it's
Cool.
horrible, man.
Mm.
It's
Mm.
horrible.
Subhanallah. Akhi.
It's
Jazakallah
just
khair for sharing, akhi.
no, it's just horrible that I did that because
Mm.
the thing is, yeah, that was evil, bro. Um, like it's just unjust, actually. Allah hates the
Mm.
oppressors. He
Mm.
hates them, and I
So,
wrestle.
so did you start to become like numb to the acts that you're doing? Because after the
Yeah,
first incident, you
yeah.
just
After a while, I
yeah.
stopped feeling bad about it. Actually, I
Mm.
stopped feeling bad about it because I just stopped feeling bad about it. Actually, because we rationalized it, and it was more
Mm.
about like me just enjoying myself, like meaning that what I get from it, and sometimes we got things from it, sometimes we didn't get nothing from it. But the thing
Mm.
is that it's just being rebellious, bro. It's just being rebellious. And
Mm.
like I said, your conscience. Every time you do it, like that Hadith says, that you just become used to it.
Mm.
And when you're always hanging around people, and you're always listening to music and violence, and we're the ones, and you know what I'm saying, no one can tell us nothing, and you're listening to violent music, stab all the time, and shoot all the time, and you know what I'm saying, and my crew this and my crew that, and so forth. Actually, you all just numb it down, bro.
Mm.
You know.
Mm.
But like even me as a Muslim now, yeah, I can't believe I did it, actually, you know.
Mm.
And then the saddest thing is, I know I did,
Mm.
you know. And it's not, it's 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 just a fact of justice, actually, man. It was wrong, man.
Mm.
And this is why I believe in the day of judgment, actually. This is why I believe in the day of judgment, yeah.
So even though you were non-Muslim in that period of time, did your mum teach you about God or anything like that,
My
or
mum never, actually,
were you like a
my
church goer or anything?
yeah, I went to church when I was small. I was even an auto buying all this stuff,
Mm.
actually, carrying the candles and this, that, and the other stuff like that. Like I was confirmed as a Roman Catholic and this, that, and the other.
Mm.
My mum raised me with decent manners, actually. Like
Mm.
that's what I'm trying to say. All this dreaming.
Your
Sorry,
TV, Akhi. It's all
yeah,
right.
sorry. No, what choice?
There's a lecture going on. Alhamdulillah. There's a
No
podcast
one
ongoing.
sorry.
Yes.
Don't worry, Akhi.
So,
Do you want me to meet you for a second? Or?
no, don't worry. It's gonna go off. It's gonna go off.
Alhamdulillah.
No, it plays for an hour, but I didn't expect it to go into the back speed.
Yeah,
But
inshallah. We'll give it
Yeah,
more
but
10
what
more
is that?
minutes. If it's
Yeah,
okay
no
with you,
problem.
10 more minutes, and inshallah we can continue maybe next week if that's
Yeah,
okay
no
with
problem.
you.
No
Are
problem.
you
Okay,
okay
so
with
what
that?
happened basically is that I was raised good. That's why this stuff about drill music and rap music is a reflection of of a society or hood life or casual state life. Wallahi, it's a lie. Wallahi, I tell you why, yeah. All of 90% of people growing up as a single parent, yeah, or abandoned, like I said, I don't like calling it single mother families, yeah, or abandoned mother families, yeah, one parent families, yeah. Their mother does nothing but love them and care about them. Because she has to be the mum and the dad, because most men are cowards and they run away, yeah. She is either working 2 or 3 jobs, yeah. Some of them are working one, but the vast majority are working more than one job, yeah. And they're always working, and when they come home, they're always cleaning, bro. And they do nothing. They like, they sacrifice and make sure you have meals and all this kind of stuff, and make sure there's heating on and lighting in the house. And, like they do whatever they can, like to provide for you, yeah, yeah. And the thing is this, yeah, you are raised, yeah, you're raised, yeah, knowing that you should rob and steal and this, that, and the other. When you go to the shop with your mum, yeah, and you try and like pick up like a little penny sweet or this, that, and the other, your mum, especially if she's Jamaican or African and stuff, trust me, she's gonna tell you off, bro. Like she's gonna say, put that down and like in front of everyone, she's gonna tell you. That's not where you're learning it from. But the society, bro. Your mum could not compete with TV, with adverts, with music. She can't. And now you got phones, social media. So these rappers, yeah, and so forth, yeah, they've got a they're like step parents to your kids, bro.
True.
Because now these rappers have a one-way relationship with you, and it's all one way. It's all one way.
Put. Very well said. Yeah.
The men actually that we were brought up. I was speaking quickly because of the time. Even the men, the role models we were given as men, yeah, in this country, whether you're white, black, or whatever, yeah, Asian, yeah. The thing is this: we're living on a council state. A lot of us, our fathers are not in the picture. Look, we were told that James Bond is the man. Now I know he's a fictional character, but James Bond is the man. He's the man you should aim to be. The man you should try and be like James Bond. Why is James Bond the man? The reason why James Bond the man, yeah, he's got bare girls, yeah, he's got he's hench, yeah, he's got the nicest suits, he's got the car that no one else has got, like he's got some car that no one else has got, or only a couple people in the world has got. In the series, he's got the way he like uses girls, fornicates with them, and just rude to them and this, that, and the other. He's flirting with his secretary. This is the man. Like we're told on TV, on the TV, the professional TV comes into our home. Like James Bond was the man you're supposed to be like. He punch up there, man. You know, he's got the latest cars. This is the man. This is what we're taught. Yeah, and I know James Bond might not be from a council estate. He might not be like he's a fictional character, but these are the man in rap videos that are little movies now. Rap videos, little movie.
Yeah, that's right.
The guy, like I said, you got the guy. He's either in a full tracksuit with a balaclava on, or in a full tracksuit. Yeah, and there's women in the same video. Yeah, on a council estate, and that's why I say it's not even real. And they're in their bikinis and underwears and stuff. Like England's not a tropical country, bro. It's like, how's the guy in a like big puffer jacket and Timberlands, and baggy jeans? Are in there making you like, I've been to many council states. I've never seen a girl and then walking through the council state in a bikini or swimming costume, bro. Or like he's talking about drilling trapping and he's a mansion, man, and talking about council estate beef. So how are you in a mansion and you're talking about anyway? But the way I'm trying to say, music videos and all this stuff is not a reflection of council estate life or hood life. It's an exaggeration of the worst part. Because if it was true, if it was true that music was a reflection of council estate life, then all these rappers would be saying, I don't care how many people you stab, I don't care how hench you are, I don't care how many times you go to jail. 90% of people that go in council estates, they love their mother and they know their mother done everything. So why is it there are thousands of tunes talking about how my mum does everything for me? She loves me, she feeds me, she makes sure there's heating in her house, she works 2 jobs. You don't do that because it's not a reflection of society. In the council estate, and I'm gonna get to my story. I know we got less than 10 minutes left.
Inshallah, we can continue inshallah next week, inshallah. After Maghrib, inshallah, we can, because I want to get through the first stage of you being in. Mashallah, akhi, this is very important.
I tried to. Inshallah, like a lot more of these, and we're explaining and so forth. But and so what happened is that, if music was actual reflection of council estate life, the vast majority of stuff you would see, in all them big high-rises, in all them big maisonettes, there's thousands of kids. Most of those kids are not drug dealers. They're not robbers. They're not killers. Most of those kids are going to school. If you live in a council estate, every day you see tons of double-decker bus, with loads of school. Most kids are going to the school and getting their GCSEs. Most kids are working retail. Go to any black area with you will see black kids, Asian kids from council estates, white kids either working in Tesco's, Foot Locker, JD. Anyway, what I'm just trying to say is that music is fake. But the point I'm trying to say is that the reason why I committed a crime after just coming out of jail, and it was normal for me to go into like in and out of court, in and out of police station, and in and out of community service. I did maybe over 1,000 hours, of community service, bro. The reason why is just because my religion was YOLO, bro. That was it. So what happened is that when I got remanded, and they said you're not going to jail, you're staying here till trial. Every time I was supposed to go to court, the man, I hope that Allah healed him and so forth, and that he kept having heart failure, so the trial got set back and back and back and back until I was in prison for like a year before I went to court. And that's when I started thinking about life, because what happened is that the worst thing about jail is the boredom. Like, the worst thing about jail is the boredom. It's like there was a film called Groundhog Day where it's the same day over and over and over again and again and again and again. Jail is like that. 3 people killed themselves when I was inside jail, One guy killed himself because he's bullying. And that's the messed up thing about jail. Jail is messed up because you have someone that's in jail for car fines and stealing like petty things like chocolate bars or alcoholics and this, that, and the other and so forth, with people that like to stab people for fun. You get what I'm saying? Yes, they're both criminals, but they're different. You get what I'm saying? Okay? You put your finger up.
Yeah. I'm sorry to interrupt. I think this is another one. I was in Birmingham the other day, and my friend was telling me that this side of the road is one particular postcode, and the other side of the road is another postcode, and these kids, they're fighting each other over postcodes. Maybe we can go, and we can maybe touch on this, inshallah, in the future.
No, we're going to ask you. I think we're going to have a lot of podcasts. Bro,
inshallah.
Bro, the thing is, this is so crazy about this postcodes thing, is this. Most of these people, whether they're black, whether they're like Jamaican or African, whether they're Asian, whether they're white, because there's Asian and white people and, poor people on council estates that are not just black people. These people come from the strange thing about this council estate beef is so nonsensical, because your parents may came from the same place in Africa or Jamaica or was it Pakistan or whatever, so forth. Then you come to this country. The house prices in London are crazy. The average, even people with degrees find it hard to get a place. So what happens is that obviously the council give you a place. Normally your parents would have to go before they got on the council list. They would have to go in a hostel or B&B. And if you knew this was so crazy, your parents could have came from the same town in Pakistan or wherever, or Africa or Jamaica, and they come here. Yeah, they come here. Then they get sent to like one of these hostels or B&Bs and this, that, and the other. And it's like the mother and the kids, you know, like 3 kids living in this tiny place, sharing the shower rooms with different people and this, that, and the other, and so forth. Your mum, when she actually gets a council place, and she's grateful that she got like a place, she doesn't have to share the shower and the kitchen and stuff with people. She gets this place. Yeah, and then you lot decide you have the same lives. Yeah. You have the same life. You enjoy the same computer games. You like astaghfirullah. You enjoy the same music, even though we're not supposed to listen to music. You know what I'm saying? Like your lives are identical. Yeah. You start killing each other. Yeah, because you're from this postcode. Yeah, and he's from that postcode. And man wrote these postcodes.
Yeah.
There was a time these postcodes did itself, and we're all on the last earth anyway. What are you going to say and judge brothers and non-Muslims especially brothers that are killing each other over postcodes? Imagine you have to stand in front of Allah on the day you stand in front of Allah with no hijab, no barrier between you and Allah, and all of the prophets there, all of mankind are there, all the prophets, Prophet Muhammad, Isa, Adam, Abraham, Ibrahim, all these prophets, all the companions, all the righteous people that you look up to and so forth. Prophet Muhammad is there, Isa is there, Abraham is there, all of them. And Allah asks you, why did you kill that other person that I created to worship? And you say, because he lived in a different part of your earth to me. Aki, that you're going to feel embarrassed to say that Allah, I took this person's soul that you created to worship you because he looked at me funny, or he's a waste man. What makes him a waste man? What makes him a waste man? What makes him a waste man? Because he comes from a different area, you know. So anyway, the whole point is that yes, how long is left? 5 minutes.
It's 5 minutes, inshallah.
Okay. So what inshallah, is that 3 people killed themselves while I was in jail. One guy because he got bullied. You could see this guy, bro. Because the thing about prison is the default situation is that people are gonna try it with you. That's the default person. Everyone is gonna try it with you, with your hedge, with your small, with your, everyone. Everyone's gonna try it with you. Yeah, and depending on how you fight back or don't let them do it. And sometimes it's mentally they're gonna take liberties with you, and sometimes it's physically. But they are gonna talk to you like crap and treat you like crap unless you stop it. That's the default position. It's not gonna be that they're gonna treat you good and there's gonna be a few people. No, everyone is gonna take what they can get from you. Yeah, if you don't stick up for yourself. So this guy, you could just tell. He was in there, he's walking with his head down. He had low confidence and stuff. You could tell, that this guy is, because when you're in prison, the food is horrible, and you get a few meals a day. But the thing is, this you can get something. You got something called canteen where people can send you in money, and basically you can get extra stuff like luxuries, like pot noodles, biscuits, chocolates, toiletries, and so forth, So you knew this person, people are going to go up to you and say, listen, when you go to canteen, you're going to get me this, or I'm going to punch you in your face, or you're going to get stabbed, I'm going to throw hot water in your face. You could just tell this guy just wasn't confident, bro. And what happens is that, and the thing is, when you can see in slow motion that someone's not going to last?
Yeah.
So what happens he killed himself. He hanged himself. And 2 other guys, this is another thing that young brothers have to understand. 2 other guys I met, they were like 16 and 17. They got HMP, Her Royal Majesty Pleasure. What that means is that both of them, they were separate incidents. Someone got stabbed. They didn't stab the person. They didn't stab the person. But they was there. And the person who stabbed them got away and stuff, and they didn't say who it was and this, that, and the other. So what happened? they got done with the murder. I think it's called joint enterprise or whatever. But you don't have to do the thing. If you're there, you can get done with it. And if you know you do it, but you don't say. And what HMP is, you do a minimum of 25 years. Then it goes to the Queen and obviously someone on her behalf.
The magistrate's court.
Yeah, they review it and she decides whether you get out or not. If she says no, you have to do another 25 years before it gets reviewed.
Wow.
So this guy was 17. And I asked him I said to both of them at different times what are you in for? So normally people might say 3 years or 4 years or 5 years or whatever, this, that, the other. He said, yeah, I'm doing HMP. I said, what's that? He says, yeah, basically I was with someone, they stabbed someone, they ran away, I was there. I didn't give the person up. And I've got 25 years, then they review it. And if they let me out, they let me out. If not, I have to do another 25 years before it goes up. I just looked at him. I just didn't say anything. There's nothing I could say. I just there's nothing I can say. What can you say? It's just where, yeah. And his friend, obviously, his friend knows what's going on. But keeping it real, do you know what again is? His friend's not going to stop keeping it real for 25 years. They must have thought they were proper friends and buddies, and they must have done everything together, smoke weed together, drink together, done crimes together, and so forth. But that friendship here, obviously, that guy's must be. I don't even know.
So both of those committed suicide. The ones who were.
Yeah, those guys, they committed suicide, man. What happens is in jail is you're not allowed belts, because if people have belts in prison,
yeah, of course, yeah,
you'll use the buckle as a weapon, yeah. So what happens is that we have trousers in jail, yeah, but a lot of the times they don't fit. So what people do, they get the pillowcases and they rip it off and they use the pillowcase to wrap around their waist and this. So what people do, there's bars in jail on the floor, yeah, and there's windows, but they've got big they're like big bars, like big cage bars, so it's just impossible to get out. And there's pipes, yeah. So what someone does is that they get their belt that they wrap around their waist, yeah. They stand on the drains, they tie the thing around the neck and they tie it to the bar, and they make sure there's no slack between the bars, yeah, and they make sure when they're standing on the drains, yeah, because there's some space between the bars and the floor, yeah. So they go on the bars, they tie it around the neck, they tie it tight so there's no slack, as tightly as possible, and then they jump off the bars, And the crazy thing is that that's how they kill themselves. And sometimes they do it wrong and it takes long, bro. You get what I'm saying? And the thing is, there's one screw. What you have normally on the nights is that you have one screw in the office, yeah. And then what happens? He's watching over. You don't have a whole bunch of screws walking around. You have one screw in the office who does a patrol every so thingy. So, what they normally do is wait till he's done his patrol and he's just passed, yeah, and then try and hang themselves. And then all at night time you do is that either the people next door might hear, sometimes they do it silently, but either the guys next door might hear someone screaming all this, that, and the other, and so forth. Yeah, and then they go, Governor! Or they start banging and this, that, and the other, and so forth. It's a friend from the guy next door, this, that, and the other, and so forth. And that's how they hurt. And that's how they know. And then all you hear is the governor and his keys, running. And then you just hear in the morning, thingy you was chatting to yesterday. Yeah, he killed us. That guy was 17. There was 2 17-year-olds. That guy that was getting bullied and stuff like that and so forth. Yeah, but the thing is, when I'm inside now, because I'm there for a year, bro, them guys killed themselves. The reason why them guys got life, killed themselves, because they cannot envisage, just live the same day. You're in your cell 23 hours a day. Yeah, you're let out maybe 1 hour to play some pool, or maybe go gym, or and so forth, or watch some TV, but you're locked in a room that's like a toilet, the size of a toilet, for 23 hours a day, bro. So what happens is that you can literally get mentally just sick of boredom, bro. Yeah, you get sick of just not, the lights stop moving. All you can see out the window is just grass. You can just see grass, bro. your mind needs to take in information, bro, or you just keep on I don't know, bro. You can lose it. You can literally lose it. And so we're not supposed to be locked up like that, bro. As human beings, we're not supposed to, be like that. So what happens is that when I was in prison, I just thought to myself, I had time to think because I'm in there now, and I'm not. It's taking me long to go to trial because of the casualties of the guy. And I'm just thinking to myself, after months and months and months, I just started thinking okay, when I get out, I'm just gonna keep on robbing and this, that, and the other, and so forth and so forth. And this is what happens, See, when you're young and when you're Muslim as well, and you're growing up, and you hear about clubbing, you hear about smoking and drinking, all these kinds of stuff, and girls and all this kind of stuff. When you haven't done it, it's exciting to you because you feel there's this big world out there that you're missing out on. That's why I say I'm happy that I'm a reaver or convert more than a born Muslim. I tell you why. When you're born into a Muslim household, and I just really want to finish this, I know the time's really up here. When you're born into a Muslim family, they try to shelter you. Maybe maybe they're religious, maybe they're cultural, but either way, they have certain things. They have certain things that they try to shelter you from because of they try to shelter you from alcohol, intoxicants, girlfriend and boyfriends, all the parties and all this kind of stuff. They try and shelter you from this and so forth. When you're growing up, especially if you go non-Muslim school and college, obviously you're meeting non-Muslim people and they're talking about, you see the girls in school. You see girls going to school, in this country, and England is not Miami or LA. The girls in the freezing cold, I got 2 hoodies on, my big jacket, like trousers on, a woolly hat, this, that, and I'm freezing. And the schoolgirls are getting there, they got their skirts up to their bloody thighs, bro. What the hell? Are you going to school? Are you going to school? Or are you going pole dancing? Like the schoolgirls, why do schoolgirls ask yourself this? I know it's normal, and just why we're in a cold country with the vast majority. London is a cold place generally. Why is it that schoolgirls are going to school in skirts that are like mini skirts, bro? Why? Like why? Why? Because the society is telling them, and makeup as well. Why? Because society is telling them that as a woman, from when you're tiny, that if you don't walk down the street and turn man's head, that's your purpose. Your purpose, especially with Instagram now and TikTok and all this stuff. What's a woman's purpose? Where's her purpose? Even if you look at ring girls, you notice they always talk about women in hijab and stuff. Tell me something. You've never seen a presenter on the news, You've never seen a male presenter on the news, Present the news with his shirt open in 3/4 lengths, like and so forth. He's always in a suit, tied up there with a tie, or fully buttoned up and a smart suit. The one next who's doing the news, cleavage out, makeup, little cut top, short skip, high heels. But you talk about Muslim women in hijab and this, that, and the other. And so, what's the purpose of ring girls? Please educate me. You're saying like Muslim countries and stuff, they're sexy and stuff. Please tell me the purpose of ring girls in MMA and boxing. What's the purpose? No man, no man, no boxer, no MMA fighter, nobody want to be a ring girl. Nobody. I don't care if you get paid £1 million a bloody thingy. You would not be there like any of these people. Like the point I'm trying to say is how did I get here? How did I get here?
You started from the 3 suicides in jail.
Yeah, that's it. So what happens is that
I'm listening, Akhi. Don't worry, I'm listening.
No, it's cool. I'm just thinking about the time. So what is that basically when you end up born into a Muslim family or even a non-Muslim family and you're young and you hear about raves, girls, drugs and all this kind of stuff, you think there's this great world out there that you're missing out on, and that's why most Muslims kids when they start going to secondary school, and they start mixing with non-Muslim girls, and they talk about, I'm going to meet my boyfriend on the weekend, we're going to go to cinema. The little hijabi girl can sometimes, if her parents ain't educated and give her self-esteem and fill them with love and confidence and make remind her she's intelligent and explain to her why certain things are haram. Not just say they're haram, but explain. she may feel she's losing out. And a lot of these girls, they think they're losing out and this, that, and so forth, even though their hearts get broken in the long term. But the thing is, as growing up, yeah, you think you're missing out on this big world and you're dying in your teens and your early 20s to experience it because you feel you're missing out on this great big thing. The thing was, because I was chucked out at like 16, yeah, and I had my own place from 17, and I had like been raving, smoking, drinking. I had drank, but it wasn't attractive to me. But the point is, because I had relationships and, you know, all these things that were out there, because I was kicked out and I had my own place from a young age, I had experienced them. So, yeah, even when I saw them guys and I started hanging out with them, I started doing crime with them and this, that, and we would go in clubs, we were having like obviously relationships and this, that, and the other. We would get into fights with other gangs, you know, and this, that, and the other, and so forth, and this, that, and the other. At first, before I was actually living it and so forth, I thought it was great. But after I've been doing this for some while and this, that, and the other, and so forth, I realized it's not all it is. The weed, after a while, it doesn't buzz you. The girls that's fake, they only want you because you're wearing designer clothes, yeah, or you got a nice car or a nice bike, or it's all fake. What you come to the conclusion is that, okay, I'm thinking to myself, okay, I'm gonna come out, yeah, I'm gonna carry on robbing, yeah, I'm gonna carry on robbing, and I'm gonna keep on coming to jail. But the fact is that everything is fake. Me, even my friends and this, that, and the other, and so forth, the visiting and stuff, it dies after a while. Very people start writing you, yeah, when you get it, because I was that. I was started joining these guys, but then I became one of the forefront in doing the crimes. Like I said, I became now. And I started
Inshallah, I've got one more question for you, and I'm really sorry to interrupt.
No, it's cool.
It's like,
it's cool.
why is you using remand and in lockdown? Where was your family? Were they coming to visit you? Did you have any letters sent to you?
Visit me my mom comes, and that's the worst thing about all brothers that are living this life, yeah. The worst thing about this thing is that you put your mum, yeah, like I said, any of us, I don't care, brothers who go gym or this, that, and brothers, I don't care how bad you are, or non-Muslims, I don't care how bad you are, how many people you stab, how many weights you can push, I don't care. If your mum cries, yeah, if you go home and your mum has fell down the stairs, you're going to cry. If you go home and your mum is robbed, yeah, no matter how hard you seem and how tough, or whether even if you don't have a good relationship with your mum, when you see your mum crying, it's going to make you cry. It's going to make you sad. The worst thing about prison, when you go to prison, is that your mother always thinks the worst. Yeah, she's always gonna think when you're in prison, she's going through prison with you because she's either thinking you're obviously getting bullied or you're not eating right. Like your mother is gonna stress out more than you because she gave birth to you and she loves you more than yourself. You get what I'm saying? And she's in prison with you. You get what I'm saying? Like
that's deep, brother. That's Hussain. That's very, very deep, and I like the way you've put that. Subhanallah. It's very,
I know. I took years of my mother's life because she always thinks the worst. Like, and prison is messed up and it's smashed up and this, that, and the other. But it's bad and it's terrible and it's like messed up. But she could have times it times a million. Do you understand? And she doesn't see me as she doesn't see me. Yes, she's ashamed and she's sick about what I did, yeah. But she still sees me as and she doesn't condone it. But she also sees me as a baby in jail. Do you understand?
Yeah.
She knows what I done is evil.
Were you the oldest? The siblings? Like, were you the oldest child or the youngest?
Yeah, well, that's the worst thing, bro.
Allah Akbar.
That's the worst thing. But in one way, it showed them an example of what not to do.
So you the oldest?
I'm the oldest, so I showed. I didn't give them a good example of what to be. I showed them, but I showed an example of not what to be, not to go down this route. You know, and I know that's what I'm saying. There's brothers that are putting their mothers through hell because the thing is, your mother is doing the time a million times harder than you because you know what I'm saying and so forth. She's thinking the worst scenarios is this, that, and the other. So the worst. That she's thinking worse than you. Yeah. You know, so yeah, so
I really appreciate your time. Barakallah feekum. I really appreciate it, and I apologize if we've got to cut it short here.
Just that we've done a mixture of the story and the thing. So maybe next
Saturday, if that's okay with you, we can continue from you're leaving jail, for example, and then what led you to Islam, or
Yeah.
pre becoming a Muslim, and how did you become a Muslim, and the trials and tribulations of even when you're a Muslim, you're
Yeah.
still fighting that ego, you're still
course.
fighting that battle. And I really, really appreciate, and my viewers would inshallah appreciate if you continue with that story. Is my microphone clear? Because there's a new
Yeah,
microphone.
I can hear you crystal clear, Aki. If anyone's got any questions now, I don't mind answering them if you're okay with it. But
yeah, sure. I've put it in there.
do you want to do this, Aki? The next time that we just do the story, yeah? I know it would be a repeat for some people, but it'd be like just to go through the story without sidetracking.
Yeah, I do apologize, Akhi. Do apologize.
No, not to you. I'm saying to other people, because basically I'm talking about the story and I'm going off into this subject and that subject and that subject and this subject and and so forth. And I think,
but I actually think that's very interesting, the way the fact you go to different routes of your story, because it all links together as a jigsaw.
I just felt like I was waffling, like not waffling, but
no, wallah, you weren't waffling at all. You weren't waffling, Akhi.
Okay, we'll
you weren't.
No,
It's
not a
perfect.
problem.
It's perfect because what it is, a lot of the people who I used to train with in the gym, I was born in the 70s, so I'm in the old category now. But there's a lot of people in the gym who have that mentality, and plus the music they play in the gym, unfortunately, sometimes it's a bit,
I know, but bro, the thing is this year, I'll say this year. No, look, anyone here who's doing 10. Okay, I agree. The laws in this country generally, generally they're weak. They're weak if you do drugs or burglary and stuff. They're weak and stuff like that.
Yeah, just want to say Assalamu alaikum to Ahmed Ali. Assalamu alaikum, Akhi. Feel free to come on and maybe share some of your stories with Brother Hussain, if that's okay, inshallah. Carry on, Akhi Hussain. Carry on.
Yeah. So what happened basically is that all of these guys that are doing all these things, generally the laws in the Europe and the West, they're low for like burglary and this, that, the other, so forth, and they don't work. They don't work and this, that, the other. But I'll tell you this: anyone who's like stabbed someone or do double figures, I'm telling you, after 5 years, when their friends, like everyone, no one who's in jail doing life in jail for murder or robbery or also for killing someone or whatever, doing double figures, none of them after doing like 3-5 years thinks it's worth it. If you ask anyone who's in jail and they're doing like these like double figures, like because their friends have stopped writing to them, whatever money they made and stuff is nothing compared to your freedom, like, and prison is humiliating. Like the thing is now, like there's no amount of like, there's no clothes, there's no car, there's no jewelry, there's nothing, no house that is worth me, going in a cell for. I know my worth now. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
See, before you don't have a worth. Like actually, you see when you in prison, most cells are 2-man cells, So you're locked up here with someone 23 hours a day. That means actually that a lot of the times people are going to be going to the toilet with you in the cell, bro. Yeah. So you have to smell their crap, bro. Yeah. There's a lot of people in jail as well. If you're in jail with someone as well, people have desires, bro. And if the person doesn't respect you, they're locked in the cell with you 23 hours a day. They're gonna do what they're gonna do regardless, whether you like it or not, bro. You're gonna have to either beat that person up, tell them to stop it, and you don't even know if the next person is gonna do it, or like you're gonna have to fight. You're gonna have to. Are you going to tell a person, listen, you're not going to do that when you're in here, when they come in here, or they're going to do it and you have to fight them to stop them, brother. And then the next person will come in. It's humiliating, brother. What house or what car or what clothing, or what phone or what trainers are worth, you having to smell someone else's crap a couple times a day, bro.
The cells, the toilets are actually inside the cell. There's no privacy. There's no privacy, is there?
Someone's actually it's the size of a toilet, maybe a tiny little bit bigger, but it's like 2 meters long by like 1.5 meters wide. Yeah. and there's 2 beds in there, and there's a toilet and a sink, bro. You're in a confined space, bro. When the person goes poo, you gotta smell it, bro. You hear it drop in the toilet, bro. You hear it splash, bro. No car's worth that. No trainers are worth that. No house is worth that. Aki, man.
Subhanallah.
It's humiliating, bro. Man's sexually pleasuring themselves in the same place as you, bro. Making loud noises, this, that, and the other. And then either you have to fight that person, yeah? You have to fight that person if they don't respect you, bro, to stop them to do it. And then someone else is going to come in. After you have a fight, you're going to get moved, yeah? Or they're going to get moved. And then there's the next person coming in, bro. You know? And man's got all, that's what I'm saying. And if you're a Muslim in a cell with a non-Muslim person, they've got all these half-naked pictures of women up with no top on and this, that, and their privates open and this, that, and the other and so forth. Yeah? Man's getting new pictures like every week and sticking them up and stuff. Then he's playing, like, doing haram to himself and this, that, and the other. You're a brother. One, you don't want to see that stuff, yeah, because it's haram. Yeah? 2, you don't want to be hearing that. You don't want to be hearing man doing that stuff. So you're going to have to punch man. Yeah? You're going to have to start fighting, man, bro. Or, you know, if he doesn't respect you, yeah? And the toilet thing is not about respect. He has to use the toilet, bro. You know? But that's the thing, Aki, is that if you don't know your worth as a human being, yeah, being locked up in a cage like a monkey in a zoo, Aki, yeah, because you have no worth and no self-esteem and no self-worth, yeah, you will think that's okay for the crimes you're doing, whether it's to wear the latest clothes or whether to get the latest car or whatever it is. You will be cool with it. You'll be okay with it. You'll be okay with it because material things are more important than your honor. You know, it's sad.
Subhanallah. Hopefully, inshallah, we're gonna wrap it up pretty soon. If there's any questions for Brother Hussain regarding this topic, inshallah, we'll continue this podcast next Saturday, maybe after Salat al-Maghrib around about 5:30ish. Inshallah.
It's interesting for me as well, Aki, because it's like I noticed that I normally just tell my comments about what it is that I'm showing. It's basically I talk to Muslims and non-Muslims and explaining how, like, now as a Muslim looking back on it, how so many of these things, bro, are winner off. You know what I'm saying? Because in the Islam, in a Muslim community, like when you go Jummah and stuff, like alhamdulillah, I took Shahada at Brixton Mosque. I'm going to explain that later and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But there's certain things.
Yeah, I really want to. I really want to cut you off because
but the problem, I'm not going to, no spoilers. But what I'm trying to say to you, what I'm going to say to you, I'm going to do it with no spoilers.
Inshallah.
The environment. Yeah, I can't do it with no spoilers. But the whole point is that. Yeah.
So how long were you in Oman for?
Basically, by the time I went to school, I was in for a year.
Because the businessman kept on having heart problems.
No, so the shop owner kept on having heart attacks. Right. I went back when I went for trial. It was a year, but basically I didn't have long left to do because basically I had been in so long. Because normally you should go for trial a lot earlier and so forth. And I had done the time because it was my first prison sentence and so forth. And yeah, but the thing was, because I was in there for so long, I had time to think. And because I'd been kicked out at such a young age, and I had my own place, most of the things that are out there in the dunya, I had experienced them because I had freedom. So then when I'm thinking of I'm just thinking, what's going to happen? I'm going to keep on coming out. I'm going to keep on robbing people. Yeah, and then I'm going to keep on like raving and clubbing and you know, like hanging out with these guys. And I'm just going to keep on doing this. And I was thinking, it's all fake. I know it's fake. And the thing is, when you get stuff through haram means, actually, you don't appreciate it as much because it was easy to get. So everything from relationships and from like relationships I knew was fake because I just know that certain people only want to have relationships with you because there's a certain clothes you're wearing, the certain that you're appearance from certain things, yeah. And you know that appearance that you have with these kind of clothes and expensive clothes and stuff, you don't really sacrifice for them, yeah? And even if you did, it would have been fake. Yeah, the clubbing is fake. If I go to a club, I meet a girl and this, that, and the other, if I wasn't at that club, that girl, she would have gone home with another stranger. You get what I'm saying? Like, you just started saying the whole thing about, okay, either you may have the most money, but someone else must be more handsome. You may be the most handsome, yeah, but someone else is gonna have be henchier than you. You may be the henches, yeah, but someone else will go than you. This thing, I realized, yeah, you could not win. Actually, you could not win. There would be a guy from that estate, yeah. He had bare fights. He knocked out 10 men. Yeah, he's the man. He loses one fight, he gets stabbed. He's a sellout. He's rubbish. He was never hard. You just realize after a while, you can't be James Bond, bro.
Yeah, absolutely.
Man, this thing, yeah, this thing doesn't exist. And I was looking at the olders and thinking that these guys are just older versions of us, yeah. But you can never get top. Either one's got more girls. Either one's got a better car. You can't be this. You can't be the best at everything. You're not going to be the best at everything. And alhamdulillah, this is where Islam comes into it. But I don't want to.
Inshallah, we'll continue hopefully next Saturday, 5:30ish. Inshallah, we'll continue with the story. Inshallah, and your advice and so forth. Inshallah.
Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Ahmed, how are you?
Alhamdulillah, brother. Sorry, I came just in the end, and I'm just coming to say salam for both of you. Wallahi, it has been a long time. I haven't seen both of you, wallahi, and I miss you both.
Alhamdulillah, I miss you too. I think I texted you. I think I texted you about maybe a week ago. I think on YouTube, or something, to see how you are.
Yes, and you're posting this project in Sierra Leone, it was, or?
No, I'm back in the UK now. My other colleagues and my other brothers went to Sierra Leone. They're coming back today, actually.
Yes.
I couldn't go, unfortunately.
Well, I reward you for the work you're doing out there, Akhi. The work behind the scene that no one sees, Akhi.
Alhamdulillah, Akhi. You know, I don't know if the people know.
This what we need to highlight, Akhi, and we gather the youth on and the stuff Brother Hussain is saying to make the life meaningful and have a good purpose. And our youth need someone to make them aware about these things in life, and I think many youth are prepared to go this way, inshallah.
Inshallah. And
so keep going.
Jazakallah khair, Ahmed Ali. I really appreciate your advice. Feel free to, give advice and give some nasiha to the people. You're most welcome on this podcast anytime, inshallah. The charity work that we do is basically in Sierra Leone. We've made water wells, we've made some masajids. I don't want to say too much because I don't want to think that people I'm putting the wrong,
If people want to help in the good deeds and stuff like that, they got to know about it, ain't it? How can they?
Yeah, true.
If someone wants to build, it's like, to us, it's nothing here, but to get pure water to someone's house, man, like we have life so easy in the West, man.
I was in Sierra Leone and I've never seen how. I've never seen anything like that in my life. It's
that's why I said something to cut you. Actually, when I said growing up in a council estate, we're poor compared to Western conditions. Actually, because that is that's that is real poverty, bro.
Well, it's very heartbreaking, to be honest. This is the name of our charity. It's called the Coventry Faith Foundation. We're a registered charity. And like I said, you can just go online and if you want to donate towards the projects that we're doing, and some of the clips are on YouTube. Some of the work that we've been doing in Sierra Leone. Akhi, sometimes we've been going to a village and just buying a cow for a village, and the cow can benefit the village not because of its meat, just the fact that the milk and everything else. It's just. Allahu Akbar. I was wearing a pair of Nike trainers when I was in Sierra Leone, Akhi, and the Nike trainers cost about £130, right? And there's me walking down the street in Sierra Leone, a place called Freetown, and I've got my trainers on, and I'm going to the gym, and I see the other people around me, Akhi, they've got, the 99p flip-flops.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? And
Oh,
that night, I had to take my trainers off, Akhi. I went back to my hotel and I had to get something else on, Akhi. I
You
was
didn't feel
embarrassed.
comfortable. SubhanAllah.
Nah, Allahu Akbar, Akhi.
That's why I hate these rappers that who claim they're from the hood, yeah, they're always doing it, making it rain and all this stuff. Come on, man. If you was poor, and have some respect, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
No, but that's
I think they live the simple life.
Yeah.
They live the simple life. They haven't got this complicated lifestyles we are in.
But they're happy, Ahmed.
They are happier than us.
Wallah, they're happy.
Double times.
They're happy, Akhi. Wallah, it's very happy. We're depressed in this country. They might be poor, but they're happy, Habibi.
No, of course, actually, most countries are like that, but it's still not fair, actually, that someone. Because the thing is, as well, is that you can have a very typical view of Africa, these countries, yeah, because and so forth. There wasn't always like that, actually. It's not just dark-skinned people are just backwards and slow and this, that, and the other, and they just, animals and this, that, and the other. Their countries, there's Allah made the world with enough resources for people to survive, but there's been colonization and stuff that makes these countries, like, people look at these countries as pathetic and stuff like this and so forth. But the thing is that, like, this was not the natural. These people, these countries had empires, they had civilization, they had, rich people and stuff. You know what I'm saying? They were working at one stage. But it's sad, bro, because things have happened, and so forth, and and it's just that, now that's messed up. Yes, it's true that they're happy. You go Jamaica, you go Africa, you go certain places, and not all places in Africa are messed up like that. Some places are as beautiful as Europe and this, that, and the other. So if you never see that, you just see starving babies with like flies around them and stuff. But the thing is that yes, they are happy, and yes, they do. They're playing in water and in mud, and they got smiles on their faces and appreciate it, but it's still not right, It's still not right that just because they are happy and they don't want much, and they have an innocence and pureness, but their world was messed up, and we should help them, man.
Inshallah. Just before we sign out for today, any websites or how people want to get hold of you to maybe.
It's very simple. All you have to do is just type Street Udeen. I think it's up on the screen. Into any social media, and you'll find me there. Whether it's YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, most social medias I'm on because the youth are on it. So just type Street Udeen. It's very simple, and I'll come up with you.
Jazakallah khair. Ahmed Ali, Assalamu alaikum, Akhi. Anything that if people want to get hold of you, are you on social media or anything like this?
No, I'm not that much, Akhi, but I'm trying to watch the streams the brothers are doing, but myself, I'm not doing.
Okay, you're most welcome on this stream anytime, inshallah.
Inshallah, Akhi, I would participate if it was possible anytime, inshallah.
Okay, inshallah. My next
and we need more from Brother Hussain, his experience and the things he can do.
I'm not good at role, man, but
in this area, we need him to fill it.
True.
Jazakallah khair, Akhi Hussain.
I'm nobody, but I made enough mistakes, that I don't mind like, I don't mind. Like, I made 1,000,001 mistakes, bro, and even that being a Muslim, this, that, and so forth. Like, how beautiful is love? It just reaffirmed everything I was as a Muslim and so forth. And it's just I just looked up, brother, like, there's just no need, bro. Like, there's one important thing. A brother who was a rapper who became Muslim. He said is that our lives, because I'm going to be honest with you, whether you're Muslim or non-Muslim, it makes a difference, I know people might not like this, but most Muslims nowadays, grow up, in a 2-parent family, Okay, father might not be the best at articulating himself, and he may have this thing that he got from, some things from the third world are good and some things ain't good. But, a lot of Muslim men from abroad. I don't know where they learned it. They didn't learn it from the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. They didn't learn it. They didn't learn it from the Quran, but they had this thing that as long as I pay the bills, yeah, I'm a good, excellent father. I don't have to tell my kids I love you, I care about you. Paying the bills equals, yeah. And it's true, they work hard, they work shifts, they like hard workers. You can't take that away from them. Most Muslim fathers, they are shift workers, bro. That's why when people say crap about immigrants and stuff, you don't know any immigrants because the immigrants, yeah, the immigrants that come to this country, there's no job seekers allowance where they're coming from. There's no housing benefit. There's none of these luxuries in the country. If you don't work, yeah, you starve. They come and they're not waiting around for this £80 every 2 weeks or whatever and stuff like that. They got family to support. Everyone who knows immigrants, yeah, no, one, they do jobs, yeah. I work in security. I've worked in many different big sites and stuff. The cleaners and stuff like that, they're not people from this country. They're not black boys from this country. They're not white boys from this country. No black boys and white boys from this country, even if they grow up on council estates, they're not gonna, even if they're quote unquote good guys, yeah, they're not gonna be doing no cleaning jobs, bro. They will work, they will work in retail jobs and this, but they're not gonna do cleaning and stuff. White boys from council estate, black boys from council, Asian boys from council. But the thing is, Muslim men, alhamdulillah, like we're not perfect, but the fathers are there. Kids, vast majority go to, you know, kids on a council estate, and you ask them how many of you live with your father and mother, they both put their hands up, yeah. So we have that. Non-Muslim, I'm talking to someone who grows up as a non-Muslim. The fathers ain't there generally, yeah. Their fathers ain't there generally, and the reason why we have this thing is because of Quran. The only reason why we still have some of this remnants of so is because of the Quran and Sunnah. Yeah. So the thing is that you practice it, you don't get the benefits of the Quran and Sunnah without implementing. What's the point I'm making? This always happens. What was I talking about just before? There's a point there. There's a point in this. How did we get this?
I asked you regarding your outlets to social media. Then I asked Ahmed Ali about social media, and then you jumped on regarding that we're not brought up like this. It's like our parents. If you're a Muslim and your parents raise you, they raise you in a particular way, and if you're non-Muslims, you're saying the immigrants because when Muslims.
Yeah, I know the immigrants. Yeah. There's a point. There was a point I was gonna make.
Allahu Akbar. La bas. No worry, Akhi. Don't worry. It's been a long day.
The parents, they just think the father should provide financially only, and he will not.
Yeah, his job is just to pay the bills, and he's happy with that.
And this is wrong, by the way.
Yeah, it was leading to somewhere. There was a what was he talking? What was? This is so annoying this happened. I'm sure it's happened to you. It's so annoying this happened. Yeah.
Don't worry, actually.
Anyway, the point I'm going to lead on to is that things are hard in this time, yeah, because of social media, and that's going to be a whole different program we have to do on its own.
Inshallah.
Because the thing is that we have some kind of salvage that most Muslims are growing up in two-parent household, and still, even though Muslim youth, some are involved in zina, this religion hasn't become like Christianity yet, but it can become like it, where it's just a belief, but you just live like a seculars. And we're gonna have Islam. It can become, just how we see with the non-Muslims, bare runaway, cowardly fathers, and bare single mothers, and broken homes and this, that, and the other, and so forth. And I'm not blaming single mothers with broken homes, because it's like most of the time it's men's fault and stuff, But with Islam, it's not there. Because we don't have the thing like free mixing, we don't have clubbing, we don't have raving, and all this stuff. There's things that the Quran is against, that allow us, to still have some wholesome morality in our societies, Yes, there's young boys getting into drugs and this, that, and the other, so forth. But the thing is this, Islam still has some relevance. Christianity is nothing. You ask a young Christian boy, like zina is nothing to Christian. You got to any boy that's grown up in this country, Ask them what fornication is. They don't know what that word means, bro. They don't know. If you ask the average so-called Christian that grows up in the country, because generally this Christian country, you have Christian bank holidays. When you go court, you swear on the Bible. It's generally a Christian country. Yeah, but what is this? Because Christianity, really they left their deen. Yeah, obviously they got the main thing with their ideology doesn't make sense to a lot of people. But generally, Christianity doesn't really mean anything, man. Like, you can't tell the difference between an atheist, a secularist, and a Christian. Their lifestyles are exactly the same. Yeah? Fornication, sex outside of marriage, boyfriend and girlfriends doesn't exist in Christianity. There's no such thing. It's fornication or marriage. But because everyone does it, you could go to church with your girlfriend. It's not a problem. You know? When you go to church, the women are dressed like bloody, they're going clubbing, like cleavage out, skirts. Mary, the mother of Jesus, the prophet, would never dress like that. Like the clothes they wear to clubbing, they wear to church. The clothes they wear to clubbing, they wear to funerals. Like people are chatting up people at funerals, like, boy, that girl's nice.
No, this is another topic that inshallah we'll touch because
I know. Anyways, the point I'm trying to say is that we still have the tools, inshallah, to still have like family, have productive families, and
good family structure,
so forth. But the thing is this: because of social media, depending on how we use that, they're gonna depend. Like TikTok and Instagram, all these things, gonna depend will become just like Christianity or not. Do you understand, Akhi?
Yeah.
The generation, your parents and your parents and the kids that are growing up now, their parents, they came from back home, they were virgins, they got married, they were never a boyfriend or girlfriend, they got married and they stayed together for life, they're gonna get old together and die together. The generation that's underneath us, because open sinning and casually being proud about sinning open and stuff like this, that generation is going to decide, unless we're going to have tons of abortion, tons of runaway cowardly fathers, tons of single mothers. It's in their hands, bro. It's very important. This thing, now they've come here, they came from back home, and it was frowned upon for you to do zina and to be a non-virgin and this, that, the other, male or female, and now you're here. This generation has to decide whether you just want to be Muhammad and Aisha by name, but you got bare kids from outside of marriage, or whether you're a guy got kids everywhere, you're not even in their lives. They're gonna decide, bro. And social media is gonna decide whether we're gonna be just like Christians, bro.
Jazakallah khair. Barakallah feekum, Ahmed. Jazakallah khair, brother Hussain. Inshallah, we'll continue with this. Say that again, Ahmed. I didn't hear you.
I'm saying Ameen, and you too, inshallah.
Jazakallah khair, Ahmed Ali. Hopefully, the next one I'm planning to do is again on Saturday with Brother Hussain. Feel free to come on, Ahmed, and be part of the panel and give some nasiha, inshallah. I think you've got a lot to offer, inshallah, Brother Ahmed Ali. Go on,
I apologize if I speak too fast. If I do, just indicate to me and I'll slow down, because naturally
don't worry.
I speak very fast,
Don't worry. So, like I said, if you need this clip for your channel, Ahmed or Hussain, feel free to take my clips, inshallah. Both of you feel free to use them for editing or whatever you want to do. Is not a problem. So I really appreciate your time, both of you, and hopefully we'll continue with this relationship and this partnership, if it's okay with you both. And
it's an honor, Akhi.
Okay, alhamdulillah. Ahmed, assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. And brother Hussain,
Coventry Dawa, is it?
Yeah, it's called Coventry Faith Foundation. It's called
Is COV Dawa, or the actual word?
It's COVFF channel. If you type that, I've subscribed to your channel and stuff like that. So alhamdulillah, you probably get an email confirming that I subscribed to your channel. And I really, really appreciate your time, Brother Hussain.
Thanks for reaching out for me, Aki, but I appreciate it.
I've been reaching out to everybody. I've been asking about Uncle Uthman. I've been asking about Brother Lamin. I've been asking about everybody. How's that? Because I know this lockdown has affected everybody mentally, because I'm doing a podcast tomorrow at 5 o'clock with the brothers
Actually,
who are
ask the
trained.
smaller channels. Ask the smaller channels. You'll get a quicker response, bro.
For me, I try not to get involved with.
No, what I'm saying, smaller channels.
yeah.
I'm saying what I'm trying to say is that
Mm.
like people. What I'm trying to say is that no, the less audience, like bigger channels, they've got more people obviously trying to
Yeah.
and so
Yeah.
forth. Like I was just honored
Yeah,
to speak to people, especially the thing is that speaking to a different audience than your own. That's
yeah,
it's
yeah.
nice, actually, inshallah. Because you told me
Inshallah.
your channel, you do a mixture of different things and so forth.
Yeah. Tomorrow I've got one. The people who I trained with in the gym. Since the lockdown, there's no gym, and these guys, I see them, and they're struggling right now mentally. They're struggling with their well-being. So I've got one, but they're majority non-Muslims. So I have to do a podcast with them tomorrow, 5 o'clock. Feel free to come on and give some advice. Feel free, give some stories. The brothers who I normally do the podcast with, they're saying to me,
Do you know what it is? Like I stay in my lane. I'll listen. Most will be listening and stuff. But what it is that my lane, I stay in it, and so forth.
yeah, but you're welcome, Akhi. Wallahi, I'm one of these persons that you're welcome to my house anytime.
But you made me feel welcome, Akhi. You made me feel comfortable. That's an honor, Akhi.
No.
Anyway.
Alhamdulillah. Okay, I've got to sign out now because my family ordered some food, so I don't want to keep them up too long.
Thank you, brother.
Ahmed, Jazakallah khair. Inshallah, see you soon.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam. Wa alaikum assalam, brother Hussain. Keep in touch. Assalamu alaikum. Assalam wa barakatuh. Jazakallah khair to everybody for watching this stream. Please like and subscribe to my channel. Share with family and friends. And I really hope that you enjoyed this podcast. Hopefully I've got one tomorrow regarding mental well-being. And then I got another one 6 o'clock regarding biblical texts, the New Testament, Old Testament. So feel free to take part in that one. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.